Oh, I'm dumb. There we go. All right. Hi, everybody. How's it going? Congrats on first furry month. Hello, Ricketer. Hello, Sathina. Welcome in. Thank you so much for the 28 months, Ricketer. So we're gonna do a dev stream today. I promise. I just am like not really prepared. What else is new, right? It's a beautiful Thursday, but you know what else is new? So I figured, why not? Um, get my nerves settled by playing a quick game of ranked Bazaar, and then jump into it. So, I also there's gonna be to say that this stream will be scuffed is an understatement. That said, like, it won't be scuffed until later. The Bazaar should be relatively scuff free. I say, fingers crossed. Not fingers crossed as in lying. Fingers crossed as in like I hope I'm lucky. So if you haven't seen the Bazaar before, this is a, I guess it's technically like an auto battler. It's an asynchronous multiplayer, as in like you record ghosts like a racing game. And yeah, Rory started with no audio. Oh, that's rough. That's very rough. But yeah, we're just gonna get into it. Nice to be live a little earlier. I don't know that we're gonna be able to stream that long, but we'll find out later. Yeah, asynchronous fizzy. Oh, you betcha, Zaris. You betcha. Good to see ya. Good to see you too, Sathina and Ricketer. Let her do stuff for 8 minutes before hinting at it heavily. Oh, that's brutal. That's cruel. It means she won't wait for you. True, true. I'm like debating on if we should just hang out for a minute and like chill, because like the thing about the Bazaar that is kind of great actually, but this game, like, you create your build over the course of like a very long time. You can kind of think of it like a deck builder, right? Because it is a team, an auto battler. Not a team. Jesus, I almost called it a team fight tactics. It's not like team fight tactics exactly. So, in short, it's kind of hard to follow if you jump in halfway. Well, it's not terribly hard to follow, but you have to know what you're looking at. I will say this game's very charming. This game's kind of stolen my heart. I've been playing this a lot off stream, as you can just ignore the amount of currency that I have accrued through gameplay here. Other than the initial purchase, I haven't put any money into this though. I guess for further FYI, this is nice actually. That's yeah, definitely intentional. My first time on Twitch having nice currency. So this game will be free to play. Right now, it's in a sort of like beta phase where you can only gain entrance by either getting a code from a friend or being the friend and purchasing like the Founders Edition. So you've made your choice pretty quickly. Yeah, so I was just talking about this. I don't have game dev stuff like really prepared, ready to go. No, we're gonna change up the costume a little bit. I feel like changing up the costume a little. But yeah, we're let's see. What do we want to do today? Let's do glasses on. Yeah, let's do that. That sounds fun. Anyways, long story short, I'm like, my dev stuff isn't totally set up and ready to go, so let's just hop in with Bazaar and get like warmed up and like ready, and then once we have some momentum, then we can go ahead and start working on other stuff. Because like a run of this takes like, I don't know, 30 minutes to an hour and 15, depending on how complicated and long it goes. And like the dev stuff will probably take up the rest of the stream, but I know that we're gonna spend like at least like an hour just setting everything up probably, which is very exciting. You know, thrilling, utterly thrilling. All right, we've dilly-dallied long enough. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. So as you may see here, you get a free ticket per day for ranked. Otherwise, you have to get use tickets or like 100 currency or something. You can get tickets by winning a perfect game. Well, not a perfect game. by getting the highest tier of win, you'll understand in a second in free play. So we're just gonna hop into ranked because warm up is for nerds, and also like I don't know, I like playing ranked. Whatever. I've been doing terribly. So this game gets patches every 2 weeks, and like I said, it's kind of in beta. And so my preferred character was super duper meta for a while, like the best character in the game, and now the meta's kind of shifted the opposite direction, so that I feel like personally Dooley, our little robot friend here, is sort of at the bottom of the tiers of the 3 characters that are out, but that's okay. Still fun to play. I'm not sweating it. And like you know what, let me go ahead and turn off my music because this game has really good music. Or at least very like complimentary music to what's happening on screen. Yeah, so like this character I've been struggling, but like just picking another character is not the way to go. I like playing Dooley. I'm gonna play Dooley. So we have an option that hastes adjacent items for 2 seconds. Or armored core. I feel like I'd rather run companion core. Yeah, we're gonna run companion core. Still on beta art because you can tell it's because it's gray. So this is sort of the change with this patch is you get these starting kits instead. One large bronze tier item is kind of ass though because my board's not gonna expand by the end of day 1. So I can't fit a large item. There's small, medium, large. Small is 1 space, 2 spaces medium, 3 spaces large. I can't fit my core in an item. So I'd rather just go with the 2 small items and 2 skills. That's a pretty good start. Get some extra damage on the board and a little extra shielding is kind of whatever. Let's see. Why is that even an option? There are, like, large items are strong, but they can be build defining in a lot of cases, but. So here I can basically get regen, which is really powerful day 1. And also this dude's a absolute friend. Look at him. We don't have a lot of money because we haven't done anything yet today. I'm just going to take the max health and the regen. And we're going to fight. Wow, Shark. Hey, Glitch Puppy. Welcome in. And Bum. Thank you for the 26 months. Finally, I can catch you live for a bit. Hey, we take those. You know, where the hell are my notification sounds? That's so weird. Oh, I know where they are. They're the same place that my intro music went, which is to say they should be working, but they're not. Give me like 2 seconds, actually. Let me see if I can fix that. Because, like, I actually put effort into those, and I just... Yeah, I'd like for those to work, actually, come to think of it. Yes, Dooley, I know I'm AFKing. Sorry, hold on. Let's just pump everything to Roadcaster. Great, and then monitoring device needs to be that. Okay. I don't know if this works or not. I'm just gonna NTTS. Yeah, it's all through the same system. We're gonna take on. None of these are really exactly what I'm looking for. You're kind of tempting. I regret everything. You're kind of tempting, so we're gonna take you on. Yeah, it works. God damn it. All right, give me your skill or like cooldown reduction. I would take cooldown reduction. Cooldown reduction works. You can give me an extra experience point. I don't really want medium items because I can only fit 1 on my board. Let's just take the skill point. And then... Oh, this is really not what I want to see. Okay, we're just going to commit to our build as is here for the end of the day. Give me a neutral item. Be something cool. That's terrible. This buffs the shield of my my little dude here, so I guess like we have 3 more shield or whatever. Yeah, that's fine. I think that that's a typo. I think that says bronze item, a bronze tier neutral item. I think what it means is a bronze tier loot item, which is similar but different because loot just buffs your stuff. This is pretty scary, if I'm honest. The poison is really strong for day 1 because it builds up really quickly. This is actually an item that I'd love to have because like when it gains haste, it gains poison, and this thing makes hasting really easy. And also it's a friend, so it plays well with the synergies that we already have going. We might have a chance here, because as soon as the sandstorm hits, we have a big shield. The poison goes through the shield. That's kind of its gimmick. Or one of its gimmicks, but I think we're in good shape. We die in 3 ticks, but they die now, so day 1 is a win, which I can't always say, especially against Vanessa in this current climate. And now let's get ourselves a bronze skill. Leftmost weapon deals plus 20 damage. Yeah, that works for me.
See Argenta. She's wonderful.
Now, I'd like to go shop weapons, but like upgrading all my items that I currently have for 8 gold seems like a pretty good deal to me. And then we're really broke is the problem now. Like I only have 6 gold, but we hit the jackpot. So that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted 2 friends, because now we can really abuse the fact that this charges every time I use a friend. So let's go to the Rogue Scrapper. I need to play this game. Hey, Cassie! It goes free to play later this year. They were going to launch free to play at the start of 2025, but they were like, you know what, we're going to hold it in beta for a little longer because we feel like it still needs some more refinement. And I think they made the right choice. Like, the game is good as is. It's great, in fact. But I think like a little bit of like extra sort of tuning and stuff is definitely in order. That's fair, but I need to play it. No, it's a great game. It gets like a solid like 8 or 9 out of 10. I've been playing it a lot off stream, so I'm here for that for sure. All right, give me your gear, Nola, or whatever. That's fine. We're guaranteed to level up because we're gonna advance 2 hours before the PvP fight. I'm not feeling that because we're really broke. Take me into the jungle. We've got fun and games. 2 bronze tier loot items. Bet. What do we got here? Crit chance is nice. And global cooldown reduction is good, but 2% is kind of lame. Really hope they put it on Steam. Eventually, I dislike using a bunch of extra launchers. That would be nice. I hope we just don't end up in like an FF14 situation. Because like in FF14, there is a Steam version, but it's like account management is really complicated. Oh, I just like broke tracking for a second there. Account management's really complicated because of it. What causes your side of the board to expand in space? Great question. For the first 4 levels or something like that, your board will expand 2 spaces every time you level up, which is huge. This is not on Steam. Not yet, at least. Okay, let's see if this gives me a loot item again. It did give me a loot item, I think. I think this counts. Wow, that's cool, actually. Silver tier tourist chariot. Pretty neat. We can probably make some money off that. And I will take 8 gold, unfortunately. That's just really good. That's really good. You're kind of terrible, but I think you're better than you. So we'll just... Actually, what's your cooldown? 4 seconds? Yeah, you can get the shield buff from my skill. That's fine. I could spend these, but like they're pretty small buffs, and I'd rather have the chance to run into B1 and B2 again, the dude that we use to upgrade all our bronzes, because then we could upgrade our loot items and make them a little more effective. Is it like a proprietary launcher? It is a proprietary launcher. I would like to see it come to Steam as well. I think coming to Steam would be really good. This is, in my opinion, one of like the 3 or 4 best items in the game right now, especially for like days 1 through 5. So we're probably gonna lose this one. But we're gonna do our best. Our best is not enough. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. You know, that's just how it goes. Double barrel goes crazy early. I think it's one of the best items in the game early on. If I'm honest with you, I felt pretty good about my play on the last patch. On this patch, I'm still kind of struggling to figure out how to build effectively because I feel like what I was used to working doesn't work nearly as well as it used to. Which, like, duh, that's how it works when there's balance changes. But, like, it's so dramatic for me that I'm kind of struggling to figure out how to piece it together on Dually. And, like, the amount of dualies that I actually play against feels really small compared to, like, Vanessa, especially. Vanessa right now is just, you see her everywhere.
Oh, delivery's free. I like the exercise.
So it's awkward, I guess. We're gonna take a chance. I'd like to get the drill. We actually have, like, the possibility of a little synergy here that I'd like to exploit. So we're gonna try that out. And I kind of like our board ordering as is. I guess we could put you here. We should put you there, actually, because now that's much better. That'll charge you a lot faster, because every time you use an adjacent friend, this gains extra shield. So now we're just going to pump it up really quickly. You got cooked, NGL? Yeah, I got cooked. I got absolutely murdered. Moided. This guy doesn't have anything we want besides experience points, and maybe this is part of my strategy being poor right now, because each monster will drop one of the things that they have, and I typically go for whatever gives me the most experience points that I can afford, which is, I mean, there's usually only two options. There's like 2 experience points or whatever the high tier enemy is. We are dominating, whatever. Dunking. We're gonna go dunking. We're dunking this monster really hard, which is encouraging. But I'm not really, like, I don't know. I feel like player strength from Vanessa specifically is kind of horrifically strong right now. A silver Uzi, huh? Let's get rid of you. We'll just put this in a bag. It's something we can sell. We're kind of broke, but we're not actually. Let's go ahead and, like, make some economy happen here. I don't know if we're keeping you. Like, drill is a source of powerful builds, but I'm like, can we actually make this work? Because, like, we could put you in. We level up in an hour, which is, like, you know, the next turn. If we sort of level up, then we can fit the drill on our board. The drill's gimmick is every time you do any kind of, like, status effect or whatever, it charges it really fast. So, like, we have a pretty good board to charge this quickly, and this is a very strong item. I'm just not sure if it's, like, got enough juice to get us where we want to go. So we're gonna try it, but we're gonna, you know what? We're taking Sylvia. We're gonna talk to Sylvia here. I really wanted to see you, but now that I see you, I'm like, do I want you? You're a great item. When you haste, this gains damage. When it gains haste, charge it. This was meta defining like a couple patches ago. But they nerfed it. It's still really good though. I'm like, just not sure. Pretty Bazaar stream. God, yeah, I don't know. Feel like it works well with drill. It doesn't really gain anything from drill. Since it doesn't charge drill and drill doesn't charge it. Now, pylon, there's like a sleeper build here, but like the last time I tried pylon, it completely led me astray. Like, this effect seems so powerful, and then you use it and you're like, man, this is kind of ass. Let's put you in the bag. I would like to have it on hand because it's a good item. I'm just not really sure if it's what we're going for. You're really good. When you burn, this thing can give you crazy amounts of haste, and we do have a decent amount of burn. I'm like tempted to all in on the drill right now. But like the problem is, like, the less friends we have on our board, the slower companion core charges, which is really bad. What if we pull you, put you in. When we level up, we put drill on the board. I don't know. I'm not like enthusiastic about where we're going right now, but I'm not going to use force field. I did see the potential for like brick buddy force field to be pretty good, but I'm like, I'm not feeling it. I want the solar farm, but I'm just not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it. Let's just move on. Whoa, a different game. Jesus Christ. Hi, Jade. How's it going? Believe it or not, Fizzy plays more games than 14. I don't believe it. This is an anomaly, and we need to call Rory to fix it. I don't think we need to fix anything. Thank you. I will say, I've actually, like, I've uploaded a few YouTube videos of me playing this. But yeah, I don't stream very many things. I should fix that. Anyways, upgrading the drill. What does that give me? That gives me an extra 25 damage. What about upgrading? No, it has to be a bronze tier item. I mean, 25 damage is good. Yeah, let's just take the 25 damage. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Actually, let's just do the new triple triad auto battler update. Can you imagine? That would actually... Oh, now I'm just insulted. This game's so rude sometimes. We're broke. Can we fix it? Yeah, we can fix it. Let's just go to Midsworth.
Come on then, let's get this over with.
You're not what I'm looking for. You are terrible, and you are also ass. Okay, we're gonna sell something so we can look at their next page, and that gets better value at Midsworth.
Medium is the size of dignity.
I mean, you heard him. Medium's the size of dignity. There's like a non-zero chance we make charcoal work. I just don't feel confident right now. So I'm kind of like, nah. I don't think it's worth picking up. We're just gonna move on. Railgun, I don't care if it's good. I love Railgun. Railgun is still good, I think, but I feel like with Companion Core, it's not as good as the other cores.
It makes this more fun.
Because like Railgun is still good, but I don't have the core for it. I feel like this is the one core where Railgun's kind of like a letdown, because this is the only core that doesn't charge from any item to the left of it. It only charges from friends. I'm gonna have to look at the breakdown on this one. I think we might actually.
Legs make you predictable. You move in straight lines.
I jinxed it. I totally, utterly jinxed it. Okay. You've gotta go. That's awful. Unsurprisingly, I mean, like, we're built for the power drill, so it's not surprising that it did work, but it did good work. That went 4 times. Okay, well, we know what we're doing. We're kind of like, we're kind of in an awkward situation, but we're gonna make it work. We're taking you off the board immediately, though, and I guess we'll just put you on. I don't know if oh wait, no, we want you on the left. I thought this was on the right. Oh, we could have won maybe. Nah, whatever. Friend items is kind of what we're going for, but I'm like, I don't have a lot of money. We're gonna go anyways. Hello, Varsity. I was told to say hello. Well, I was told to give you a shout out by my brain. So enjoy that. Okay, so I think the obvious choice here is like Bomb Squad.
This one's strong. He'll keep you safe.
Because every time you use an adjacent friend, and we can like get that going, and then hopefully get the power drill spinning. Pun intended. I'm kind of like, I don't really know what else to put here. Like Race Carl is good. Race Carl's really good. It also triggers vehicle synergies, but I'm just kind of like, I don't know if we have enough haste to like outdo the rocket launcher. Like how much this is feeding into the drill. Let's try it. Let's put it in the bag.
Now you listen to Doody, okay? He's fighting the whole.
Also, what game is this? This is called the Bazaar. This is a asynchronous multiplayer auto battler. That's a mouthful, but it's really fun. That's the short version. Totally not overstimulating. It's Bazaar, an auto battler closer in relation to Hearthstone. Yeah, it's made by like The lead sort of creative on it is a former Hearthstone streamer, I think, actually. If you like roguelikes, you'd like this. That's my take. It's a great game. Rocket Pod's Peak. Rocket Pod's really good. I just think it's a really great item. I see that. I see a lot of Hearthstone elements, definitely. No, it wears its inspirations on its sleeve for sure. Now, you're an interesting item to get right now. And you kind of tempt me to go like this and reorganize so that we have this, and then we could put you down to haste our rocket pod or charge our rocket pod a little faster. Nitro also charges the drill, but every time this goes, it charges the drill 3 times. I think it's kind of a wash, but I think this is a little better. Let's give it a shot against the AI. If we lose to this guy, I'm washed. Hope this helps. But we should not lose to this AI. I'm pretty confident. Instead of Nitro losing the 4 fire, might hurt. We're not. Fire is not our main source damage. Like, we only had 18 burn on this guy at the end of the fight. Like, and if I look at my damage breakdown, that is more than half their health, and then this is like most of the rest of it. I will admit that is a more burn than I was expecting to see, but it's not like maybe like a couple hundred damage from burn. Narwhal is interesting because it's a friend. I would rather have Narwhal than the shield dude because it charges faster.
Oh, sure. I can help you, but you have to trust me.
I mean, Tracer Fire is a pretty easy take, I feel like, here. When you use a vehicle, your items gain 10% crit chance. So Race Carl's, I think one of its key features is that it's a medium size, you know, a 2 square vehicle, which is really, really strong. Most vehicles are not 2 squares. And like 10% every time it goes is really good. I just am not sure if we can like loop with it. And if we can't loop with it, I'm not sure if we want it. We could like take you off, put Race Carl on, take Flashy Pilot. Isn't Rocket Pod a vehicle? Nope. No, unfortunately so. It is not. Let's try something. Let's try this. And then let's try the Flashy Pilot.
There are a lot of steps in this staircase, but it's
And you, what the hell do you have these days? You have like a silver tier upgrade or like a free skill. I mean, I wouldn't mind upgrading the rocket launcher, I guess. Or the Eagle Talisman actually might be kind of good. Yeah, let's upgrade. Actually, no, free haste item. Never mind. What am I talking about? Okay, that's really bad. But cute. I'll just sell you later. Oh, choices. Like, more money is nice, but let's spend a little bit to make our drill drillier. Thanks for the undershirt, Zero. You look cold. Appreciate it muchly. We're not gonna see any more bronze upgrades for a while. I'm just gonna spend that on the drill. All right, let's give it a whirl. Let's see what this does. I don't know if we're quite to the point of looping. So here's the deal. Every time we use Carl, it's going to haste our friend, which will charge Carl a little bit. It'll also charge this. I don't know. We're just gonna give it a whirl. We're facing like meta Vanessa, so we're probably dead. Okay, look. So on the negative side here, we got dunked, but on the positive side, I actually felt like our damage output was really good. I will say also, like, them having arms dealer is really bearish for us. Like, they had like an extra amount of health from that, and for some reason they're already 2 levels ahead of us. So this is pretty awkward. I feel like we've been XP maxing pretty hard, so that's a little bit unlucky, but sometimes that's just how the dice fall. We're gonna go ahead and take a battle. Enclave Weeper is free. Now we can get an idea of like what our damage output will actually be like, because I think it's actually pretty good. I'm realizing one optimization we can make that will make our damage output a little better, but like that's pretty good. That was what, like 10 seconds maybe? Not even. Okay. Yeah, I feel good about that. That's a good pace. I think actually putting you here will be better because you getting hasted means that you'll haste more often. If we were to the point where looping, then I'd put Carl there, but we're not. Silver loot, I just can't, I can't do that in good conscience. There's too much stuff that wouldn't be very useful to us. And motherboard is not the item we're looking for, but that's fine. Medium items is like our entire build. So what do you got for me? Not running you. You're amazing. You're a stud. You can tell I've been watching too much Northern Line. What if I Chem Snail here? Because Chem Snail, the thing about Chem Snail is it charges faster than the Rocket Pod. It triggers Drill twice. It doesn't do as much damage as the Rocket Pod, but 6 poison's nothing to sneeze at, and 2 seconds of slow is pretty good. So we're just gonna try the Chem Snail. None of the rest of this is what we're looking for. We're moving on. And we can cook the Gorgon Noble. Chem Snail's great. It's so stupid to look at. It's pretty good. Watching too much what now? Northern Line VODs mostly. Okay, they froze an important item. That's awkward, but I'd like to make special note of the fact that we're keeping up with her poison with 1 poison item. So like, again, Gorgon Noble, not the hardest opponent, but like, I feel pretty good about that. You're not gonna be on the board, but I'll sell you for money. They froze the board. Yeah, their skill is, I think, one of the most impactful in the game, for sure. I'm like, more items would be more better. Yeah, I can't, like, I want to upgrade the drill more, but like, please don't whiff. It's a total whiff. This is all ass for me. Yeah, I can't do that.
Maybe I should lower my prices.
Okay, that sucks. Let's go Midsworth. Get rid of you. I feel comfortable selling this. I don't think this is, I don't know. I can always get another one. I don't feel like that was doing a lot for us. You're funny. Like, if we're favoring burst damage, this actually has, like, there's an argument to be made here because this applies, like, up to, like, 5 or 6 debuffs, which spins the drill once on its own. Not a friend, though. Yeah, it's not a friend. It's not friend-shaped. You're amazing. And you're really good. I want to pick that up because that item, especially in gold tier, is like a big find. I'm not sure if it fits with what we're doing right now is my main problem. Well, okay, here's the deal. We can put you there. Or we could take you off entirely. Take you off, put you in, and now you're reducing the cooldowns of all our friends by 20%. I don't know. Like, it does a lot of damage. I'm not really sure if this is it, but it's also a vehicle, which means our crit chance goes up faster. I'd like to give it a spin, but do I want to give it a spin against a player? If it's Vanessa, the answer is yes. Okay, it's Vanessa. I feel like Vanessa Burst is so strong and so easy to build right now that, like, I just kind of struggle to do anything against it. This is not Vanessa Burst, this is Vanessa Poison. So I at least feel like we have a chance, but I'm not sure. We are kind of looping, which is pretty good.
Bring her about. I've got
Okay, 2 wins. We're on the board. I feel like if that was Burst Vanessa, we would have died. And let me look at the damage breakdown too. 200 damage, 700 damage. Okay, so Race Carl is quickly becoming our best. Maybe we take the drill off? Have we kind of outpaced the drill? I don't know. We take the drill off. What does that let us do? That lets us put First Aiden back on. Or it lets us put Chem Snail back on. I do like Chem Snail. No, we want First Aiden because it has haste associated with it. And then we can put like the battery on Bulldozer maybe. I don't know. I'm like not sold on this, but
I sense something blocking.
how's the matchmaking work? Are you getting matched with more people who play just as much as well as you, or is it just random? I have no clue. I think, well, I know for certain the matchmaking is based on the day you're on. Like, you will only be matched against people on day 5 or whatever if you're on day 5. Beyond that, I'm not really sure. +6 burn, like that's not nothing. Tiny Dancer is also really good, but 5% I kind of snooze right now. For the amount of overhead that causes us, where we have to like thin out our board. I can't afford that. Chris Army Knife's kind of ass. We're just gonna reroll. 7 items. 6. I have 6. Net launcher. I don't know if Billdozer staying on the squad, but Billdozer is really good, so I'm willing to like bet a little bit on it. And I can't decline a good skill vendor. You're not very good. You're really strong, but you're kind of expensive for what you are. But I can't really afford to re-roll this very effectively. Yeah, we just have to take that, I think. I think like plus 16% crit chance. Except now I'm kind of like, what if I put you over here? Nah, I'm not feeling it. We're broke. We're like flat broke. Like we have like 12 gold in here. I'm not gonna go to poll with 12 gold. Let me go to get some money. Yep. Gonna go to the money shop. I don't feel great about any of these. Your cooldown reduction, but you don't give us very much money. Like 4 gold plus a better quality item, and I think we cook you. Yeah, let's just take the loan shark.
It's all standard.
Now the question I find myself asking myself here is like, what is the core of our build? And why is it Race Carl? Wait, hold on. Why is it Race Carl? You're disgusting. Okay. I would love to run Shark Ray. I don't think we can fit Shark Ray. Because like the first Aiden's actually making Race Carl go crazy. But then again, but like what if we did like this? Like this is a good item is my problem, so I'm kind of like I don't really know.
Oh, it's like the baby birds that nested in my mother. This is a gift at any price.
You're more compelling now than you were, but like you're still not good. Cybersecurity is not what we're looking for. Rocket launcher is great if we were running a drill build still. Oh god, schematics. I would be a fool not to pick up schematics. It's just kind of free money if you use it right. We only have 1 bronze, and it's not something I really care about upgrading. As much as it pains me to do so, I feel like we need all the help we can get, and I would rather take the 700 shield for the next player fight. Okay. We don't get the income benefit because we didn't buy the item. That's so ass, but at least we get 4 gold. Like, already the item is paid for itself. We don't really need burn. We don't really need slow. Let's take gold skills, I guess. Kind of awkward. When you freeze, haste 2 items for 2 seconds. I mean, that's good, but we don't have anything to proc it yet. First 4 times you're going to use a non-weapon, charge a weapon. The problem I'm running into looking at these skills is like I can re-roll because none of these are what we're wanting. But like, as much as I'd love to re-roll these, none of these are bad, and like there's a chance we just completely whiff with the next set. So like, give me a reserve shield, I think. Yeah, give me a reserve shield. 20% shield. 20% health as shield is pretty good, even if it's a one-time thing. FGG Gaming. Is that like Egg Gaming, but they misspelled it? Or do I not want to think about it? Maybe I just don't want to think about it, actually. Now, they're running like a shield and then armadillo build. I think we outscale them so hard that we're just going to utterly cook them. Okay, cool. We're bursting, which is what the meta is right now, so I feel good about that. I feel like matchmaking this sort of game isn't that important. Skill comes from building around what you gets thrown at you. Newer players have strong builds just as well as experienced players. I think there's an element of truth to that. Yeah, I don't know if it's like, I don't know if I'd agree with that 100%, but like, there's definitely an element of truth to that. This is just worse than Shark Ray for us. Yeah, we're not messing with it. Well, now you're funny. Don't really need it, but like, we're not going to bring the drill back at this point. And that's 8 gold for upgrading the core to gold.
I want you to be happy.
Upgrading the companion core just makes it haste fast or haste longer, which is not impactful, but like I can't turn down an opportunity. We don't have that many non-weapon items. Like, you can't get upgrades from a shop. You and you are weapons. Like, yeah, we could get bomb squad, but like, I think just give me the money. Money is flexibility. And you're poison, you're poison. Okay, we fight the treasure turtle. More money. I remember when for like a little bit, this was like really hard to fight because they like buffed these items. And like this was like almost a meta Vanessa build, basically. Just like the smaller version of a meta Vanessa build. This is really good. This is like really strong. We actually have like something going here. And then this is like I almost take this every time I see it because it's just huge experience point and money gain. Mostly I'm thinking about the matchmaking because it's going to affect how often you see whatever builds the current meta. I mean, that's fair, but like, I also feel like meta Vanessa is really easy to build and like kind of just like a no-brainer right now. So like, and Vanessa's the character you start with. So I think that that's actually a good thing, kind of. Your items have plus 12 crit chance. That's great. Gets our build online faster. 14 gold is huge. 30 gold in the bank is actually like, we're getting somewhere. Friend items is literally exactly what I'm looking for. Not these ones, though. You're incredible. Okay. Huge. 30% cooldown reduction. You will charge faster. Everything. Yeah, that's great. That's just good. Our entire build just got like 10% better. That's colossal. We love crit. Oh, we love crit. We love crit. We stand crit. Let me check something real fast. Okay. Cool. All right. On to a rather unlucky so far Pygmalion. Let's see how this goes. Looking at purely win-loss in this game so far, I'm feeling good about this. But we'll see. They have a very funny busy bee build. I think our scaling will cook them, but I'm not confident. Just kidding.
Well, I'll admit, that was impressive.
Now, I will say this about that. That was a lot slower than I would have liked. I'm not sure why. I think, did they slow us, maybe? I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention that closely. Interesting. All right. Moving right along. We have secured a bronze victory, which is pretty good. You don't gain rank from bronze, but you at least don't lose rank, and you get a chest for it. So, we're in a good spot so far. Dianosaur is actually really nice because like destroying items is powerful. I just don't know that I feel confident that like we can destroy a meta build before it cooks us. So I'd rather just try and keep to what we got going. I should probably have gone for medium items to get Race Carl, but you looked warm. Thank you. Dragon. We love chests. They have loot. Jesus. Can we cook the dragon? Like, I really want the experience points. No risk, no reward, right? Like, this is a high risk, high reward kind of encounter, but I feel like we can probably beat it. And I really want the money and experience. Like, if I didn't think we could beat it, I would have chickened out. But I think we can beat it, and I was right. We're getting to 100% crit so fast. Our bonk and throw still dead. Throw should work. Bonk is probably dead. Poison effect. Oh, that's really good. Okay. Do we put this on Bulldozer or do we put this on the shark? Who's doing more damage? I think the shark does more damage because it goes more often. I don't see either. Maybe I have throw disabled. I'll fix that in a second. Hold on. I still, feel like we're on the back foot. Okay, well, throw still works. There you go. Ow. If it's application, you want it more rapid. So the thing about poison is that poison now scales off of the weapon's damage. So you scale ever so slightly faster than Bulldozer, I think. They scale pretty similarly. I don't feel confident still. I still feel like we're on the back foot, so we're going to take the temporary bonus. And then, I don't know. I'm like... Let's just peruse the shop. I think that can't hurt. I think it can whiff, though. Yeah, none of this is what we're looking for. Pylon's funny.
Buy, don't buy, as long as we get to hang out.
All right, Laurel. I'll be your Yanny.
You should know. I'm a bit of a legend on Pelago.
Okay. Do we get this? They have a lot. That's a really scary rifle, but it's not like super meta, so I feel like we might have a chance. And we're gonna apply a lot of poison now, actually, which is a nice sort of side benefit.
You've got talent. You should put it
That's
toward
pretty good.
nobler use.
300 poison. Need to go to work. Enjoy, bum. Well, enjoy. Maybe that's not the right choice of word. Good luck. Don't die. Why do I have 2 isocoric free? Just get out of my inventory. All right. Yeah, I'd take a free haste item, probably. I don't know. Like, health, toughness, and shield can give us enchantments for our existing items, but it's a low chance. This is free money. I like free money. Unfortunately, I want to free up enough slots so that we can get a large item from schematics for money. We've got to have money. That's an ancient meme. Okay, we got a medium out of it. Got another motherboard. Okay, well, gonna be doing some PC building here. Slow skills does nothing for us. Shield skills does almost nothing. It's got to be unique skills, I guess. I don't really know. You're kind of interesting because like we do use the core a lot. CPU throttling is also really good for slowing down builds a little bit, but like I'm like, this would give you an extra 20 damage. Let's just take CPU throttling. Let's not lock a gift horse in the mouth.
Because you're my favorite.
B1 and B2. Where the hell am I gonna get bronze items from on day 9? Tools? There's no tools that I'm really looking for. Looking smart though. Let's take the free item. Okay, crypto, whatever. Death Knight Reaper feels really scary on this patch. Can we kill you? I think we kill you. I think our build's strong enough. It's just gonna be a little spooky because like we're in kind of a bad position. So in terms of like our build strength versus theirs, but we managed to cook them before the scythe went off. That's the important part. Carter! Yes. I mean, we're not going to use it, but it sells for 50, so like I can't complain there. Yeah, give me a scythe. I would love a scythe. Monster skills is incredible. When you crit, haste an item for 1 second. Oh, man, that's really good. Your item's cooldowns are reduced by 5% if you have a vehicle, 5% if you have a weapon, and 5% if you have a tool. So this would increase or decrease all of our cooldowns by 10%. We're not bringing that back. We are, actually. Cosmic Wind, though. When you crit, haste an item for 1 second. So the thing is like we build crit chance really quickly because of Flashy Pilot. I acknowledge Diamond Fangs could do something for us. I just don't care. You would make our build go even faster once we get that like 80%, 100% crit chance, but 10% cooldown reduction is crazy. Ah, it's a hard one. I don't know, chat. What do you think? I'm feeling the full arsenal. This would make everything go a little bit faster. You know what, actually? Yeah, I'm gonna take full arsenal. And here's my reasoning. The meta builds are gonna kill us before this even matters. We need to the trick here. We got a large item, nice. The trick here to winning, I feel like, is killing the meta builds faster. Like, just we're gonna beat them at their own game kind of thing. So I would rather just do exactly that. Just absolutely like murder them as fast as possible without giving them a chance to retaliate. I mean, like, we can upgrade for Bomb Squad. I don't really care. 12 regen's kind of nothing. Just give me the health for the day. 350 health for the day is great. And yeah, we're going in. Getting that scythe is huge for our bunny situation, by the way. 50 extra gold. That means like we can afford to go to more expensive shops and stuff and destroy them. This is like pure meta Vanessa. We're in it deep and we're dead. Okay, moving on. Like, I don't have anything to say here. Like, they've got Exodia. They've got 2 Clamoras, which is disgusting. I don't have a lot to say about that. That's just meta Vanessa right now. I don't know even like how to fix it from a developer perspective. Like, frequently the problem is like 1 or 2 specific cards. Meta Vanessa is just crazy. Could I get like an upgrade for one of these 2? I mean, you give us an extra 5% cooldown reduction. There's just no way to really fit you. Yeah, we're gonna move on. Experience gain or gold tier items? Let's take the experience gain. I think that's the winning play here. What we really need is like a skill that kickstarts our build. You're not gonna do it for us. You're not gonna do it for us. We'll just fight you. I think we can scale fast enough even with the buffed iceberg that this dude has. It's gonna be a little sketchy. But not sketchy enough. Cool. And dead.
I go back Frost Street. Not belong here.
Cool, cool, cool. I mean, I'll take a sapphire. That's fine. Upgrade an item. So I want to upgrade the Shork because Shork is really good. Shork is like one of our main sources of damage right now. This would make it scale faster. However, I'm also kind of like, Orlin could give us what we need to get the build moving, and that's kind of our problem right now, is not dying instantly. So like, none of these are really what we're looking for. We reroll. This makes it the first 8 times, or do we not have this skill? Oh, we don't have this skill. Okay, I mean, that's not bad. I just don't think it really, like, none of these are really what we're looking for. Ow. You'll make the build start a little faster. How's it going, Bob? Small items. Nope. None of those. That's for sure. Yeah, it's just nothing.
Neither wealthy nor wise.
Thank you, Bob. I want an upgrade for race, Carl.
But this leg.
Oh my god. Okay, look. Let me just say, I'm not underestimating how insane Obsidian Railgun is. Obsidian Railgun's, ow, a really good find, but I don't think it fits with what we're doing. We're re-rolling. Oh, don't. They're parading like incredible items in front of me. Momosaur is really good. God, like it's a really tempting item because this can make it so that you like shut down your opponent's build. The problem is, as ever, we need something to halt like super meta builds before they just kill us, and this doesn't really do that. This is more like shut your opponent down mid fight. So I'm not messing with it. You can destroy an item, yeah, temporarily. It's a really good item. Pick girl Reptar. I should have. Maybe I should have. Like a diamond Momosaur is really good. A Meta Vanessa with a heavy sniper rifle. That's gonna one-shot us. Okay. Why did it have multicast? What the hell's giving it multicast? Oh, Jesus, that's disgusting.
There's no time but the present. I don't believe my sisters.
I mean, heal effects can help us stay in there longer. I'll throw heal on the bulldozer because it scales with the damage, but like, all right, Grandmaster, what you got for me? Like, neither of these are what we're looking for. The 10 extra regens, not worth 20 gold to me. Sure, 10% max health when we use our large item that we're probably not going to be able to use. I think we need we need like an easy fight. I really hate saying it because like that's depressing, but we really need like a couple of easy fights to get to silver. I'm like, do I just start playing Vanessa? Like, is that the strat here? I know what I said at the start of stream, but like, you know, sometimes the answer really is just pick a top tier. Yeah, like our build's good. I feel confident with the amount of damage that had. But like, I don't know. Okay, haste and charge is what we're looking for, but Adira can also give us like better versions of that. All right, Zara, don't let me down. Please don't let me down. First time you freeze, haste. We don't have any freeze sources. First time you haste, freeze is actually nuts. Yeah, we'll take that.
Don't travel from point A to B. Just be there.
And this will level us up, which is important. Like, a gold tier loot item can be really impactful, but I can't deny, like, 14 gold is just so much money from a level up reward. Yeah. Let's shoot for the moon. Freeze items! Freezing race Carl. Freezing race Carl. Please. Freezing race Carl. Well... okay, so like Pierre conditioner is really good. Like I will not pretend anything but Pierre conditioner is great. I'm just gonna never mind. Anyways, because you want to play
Hello,
League?
can I help you?
No, you're quite all right. Thanks.
Okay.
Sorry. I bumped my foot pedal. Anyways, Pierre conditioner is really, really good. Like S tier item, but the only way we fit it is by replacing Race Carl, and replacing Race Carl makes restorative bulldozer that much worse. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Then again, it could give us a chance to like
I see
not
you're in no
die.
hurry. That's the Frostland way.
We're gonna pick it up. We're gonna pick it up and we're
May
gonna
the
put it in our
snow
bag and we're
be
just gonna sit on it.
quiet to your enemies.
I will pass on the League though. I can't remember if I actually answered your question. I will pass on the League. I'm gonna be real with you. They're like a max rank Vanessa, and what's really funny to me is that they're also on 0 life. So maybe we have a chance. We actually have more wins with our 0 life than they do by 1, but like they might have figured it out by today. They've definitely figured it out by today. Hey, look, it's a fiery double barrel. We're gonna die.
Bravery without strength is a sword without a blade.
You know what? We put up a fight. We put up a fight. This item is just crazy. 3-second cooldown multicast 2 is just... It's hard to beat. Alright. Not our best win, but like, we take those. What's the deal with Vanessa? She just has like... Vanessa's build has always been able to build until like burst damage. I don't know if they buffed anything in particular with this patch beyond like the way that like the last patch, like poison and fire apply based on damage scaling. Oh, that's cool. I mean, we got a skin for a character I don't play, but we take those. But yeah. What time is it? 4:15. Oh, like I'm like torn. I would love to play some more, unironically, but I think we should get to the dev stuff because otherwise I don't know if I'm going to, and we can always come back to this. Yeah, I don't know. Bazaar is great. I love this game. I just kind of like I'm trying to think of what meme is the most appropriate for this, but it's definitely kind of one of those situations of like sometimes the meta's in your favor, sometimes it's not, and that's just how it goes. Right now, Dooley is kind of out of the meta. I actually don't know if Pig's even good. Pig last patch was oppressing as hell. Pig had like a couple of items that like doubled the values of items than items that worked off of the value of items. So it just, oh, I just broke my tracking again. I gotta stop playing this AirPods case. Like Pig was disgusting and really easy to build. Now Vanessa's disgusting and really easy to build. So we'll see. I do think in part, like part of it is just the way I'm playing could be better, but enough introspection. Let's get on to the show. So I'm gonna close Bazaar. I'll go ahead and resume some music here. So, I'm gonna be real with you. The next 2 some odd hours of stream are probably gonna be really scuffed. But I know a lot of people appreciate scuff. So I'm hoping that at least we can make it entertaining scuff. So if you weren't there for any of the stuff that I talked about last night, which like wouldn't blame you. I've been doing some dev stuff. My job, in fact, is as a professional software developer for simulations, which are basically just games, but for a different audience. And like games are something that I find really fun. So we're gonna stream some game dev. I have no idea how to lay out my stream for this, and we're gonna figure it out on the fly together. So here's what we're gonna do to start with. I'm gonna open up Godot, and I'm gonna open up Visual Studio Code. And yeah, okay. Let's try this. What I'd really like to do, and I don't know. I mean, like I could work on this on stream, I guess, as well, because I could kind of consider it like something to do to get the dev work set up. What I could do is I could spend a little bit of time working on some like tools and automation to make the streaming side of it a little better. So maybe that's the play. It would probably take me the rest of stream to get that working, but like maybe that's a worthwhile investment. So here, let me show you the problem that I'm going to run into in about 10 seconds here. So naturally, game dev requires multiple tools. Technically, okay, I could do everything within Godot if I use Godot script. I don't want to use Godot script. Why did it just default to Discord? Okay. I'm glad it was just visible from the start, too. Okay. We're going to stream. I mean, not that there was anything. It was just Discord. Like, thankfully, I was just in a public Discord. It doesn't matter. Does this work? Question mark. You seem cold. Thanks, Zero. All right. Why the hell is this not capturing? Oh, probably because I turned off the capture. What am I looking at? I too love. Oh, okay, it works. It works. All right, so that's good. Okay. Let me change my category before I forget, because I will forget. You can guarantee it. There's like a game dev category, right? Or do I just make it like development? Software and game development. Perfect. Okay. So, I guess I can show you what I've got really quick. The biggest problem I'm realizing too is like, I don't think there's any way to like run this in the editor per se. So I'm just gonna hit play and then see if I can't drag it into the scene maybe. Failed to build project. Okay. You know what? I just was like messing with trying to get some like dependency injection stuff, which is like stuff that I really like, but we're just gonna pop that out of the project. Happy Pokemon Day. Which is your favorite? Okay, before I answer your question, I'd like to answer the question, why is it Pokemon Day? What makes it Pokemon Day? Okay, so they decided Red and Green came out in Japan. Oh, okay. No, that's a good reason. That's a good reason. Favorite Pokemon? You know, like, I played since like Gen 3 or something for like a couple gens. I gotta say, I really like your Giratina. I don't know if legendaries are okay. If legendaries are on the table, then Giratina. You know, actually, honestly, is there a way to run this in the editor? I haven't tried before. But like that might be another thing where like here's like another problem that we need to solve. Giratina rules. Giratina's great. I love the Giratina movie as well. Platinum, my beloved. Platinum is really good. Okay, well, I guess we're just gonna have to add another capture. This one actually solves itself, which is nice. I suppose VS Code launches fast enough that we might be able to like cheese this a little bit by just opening windows on the fly. Ah! I just knocked something off my desk. Hold on. Okay. We might be able to just cheese this by like closing and opening windows on the fly. But we'll see. You know, let me like disable capture before OBS just like does something wild and wacky. Capture specific window. I want you to capture debug. Enable. All right. We're so far in this game right now. Look at this. That's crazy. Yeah, we're not far at all. VS Code launching fast. Well, it's not VS at least. You know, actually, you make a good point. Let me like test this really fast. So like if I open player aim.cs, maybe I just don't have a lot of add-ons and I need to fix that or something. But like that was pretty quick. Here, let me like time it for you. I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna double click and I'm gonna count. All right, 1, 2, 3. I'm in the editor until IntelliSense loaded. That's like 3 seconds. I'm fine with that. Most people I've seen do game dev just capture desktop. So there's 2 problems with that for me. The first is like, I just don't like doing it. That's a terrible reason. But like, I don't know. Like I'm always worried that like something's gonna pop up or whatever, or like, I don't know. Like it skeeves me out a little bit. The second reason is that I'm on an ultra wide. A super ultra wide, in fact. And so right now I actually have Godot on one side of my monitor and the code editing on the other side. And so like that is like an extra reason. So I'm not gonna do that. As long as it's not API keys and passwords and such. Yeah, that's like one thing. Like that's a big one. Actually, it's a huge one. And then there's like other stuff too. Okay. Let me go ahead and just, for today, maybe we'll just do this the scuffed way, and then maybe I'll see about getting some like Win32 code working later to like detect what window is active and then switch between it in OBS using StreamerBot. That's gonna take me a few hours to really figure out, but might have to be like a this weekend thing. Let's add a window capture. Let's not make the source visible. Let's set it to VS Code. And then we set it to code.exe. And I think we're in good shape. Cool. Pop. You always just turn off Windows notifications. It's not just that, but where's the Zoom Hacks redeem? I don't have Zoom Hacks. I have the small redeem. Zoom Hacks is Ruri. Okay, so as you can tell, we're really far along in this project. You know, this is like a good year's worth of work. My bad. You're fine. You're fine. Sorry, maybe I was a little snippy there. No, we're like, I don't know. It was like a couple days worth of work at most. And in that sense, it's not really a couple days worth of work. It's more like an hour's worth of work. And like, this is not normalized. Yeah. And thank you for the hat. Very cool. We got 2.0. Full 2.0 on screen. Very nice. All right, so give yourself a little credit. I mean, yeah, things have been kind of crazy. I'll acknowledge things have been kind of crazy. So, like, what do we want to even do here? Maybe a good first goal. Actually, this is easier. I might just like toggle this manually, no BS. A good first goal might be to get collision working, because right now there's nothing. There is no collision. It's just like raw movement, and I grab the texture from an asset that I own from some Humble Bundle. So let's go ahead and we'll just do that. We will go ahead and we'll get collision working. It's time to hit the old Google machine. All right. Collision. I want to look up physics. Nah, whatever. This is good enough. Physics introduction. You got static bodies, rigid bodies, and character bodies. Okay, I'll start by making the character a rigid body, and then we'll probably have to... Like, we'll consider making a character body later. I personally sort of feel like basically... my strength is not in collision logic and stuff. I had a taste of that in college, and I'm sure I could do better now, but I need to like reform some core parts of my understanding. What are you thinking of making? Too premature to say, but I'll say that, like, at least for the moment, I'm thinking first person. I have an idea, but I don't really want to talk about it yet. I gotta keep an air of mystery for now. What do we got here? Physics process callback. I was already aware of that. That's good to know, though. Do I have this set to C#? What I really need to do is, like... I have Opera installed and I never use it. What if I just, like, capture Opera? And then use that as... Hello? Oh, there we go. Okay, let me add Opera as a capture, and then I can just use that as my sort of development browser here. Not sponsored by Opera, at least yet. But, you know, Opera, if you want to sponsor me, you know, go for it. Reach out. So I've never used really Opera much. So, VPN. Does it have a VPN on? No, it doesn't. Okay, then why is it? Never mind. Okay, let me just like copy paste the page I was on and we'll go from there. Been missing the good old days of the Destiny franchise. Could you throw together a multi-million-dollar AAA multiplayer PvE PvP game real quick? Yeah, of course. Yeah, let me get right on that. I'll see you in my next lifetime. Okay, so okay, so it just uses bit masking for layers. That's like pretty much what Unity does. I should mention I'm coming from a Unity-based sort of understanding of game engines. So a lot is going to be transferable for me and a lot isn't. And the hard part is going to be determining what is and what isn't. So, just getting that out of the way. Area 2D, detecting what bodies enter and exit region, checking other areas for overlap. Okay. Awesome. These are kind of like triggers in Unity, except like with some more built-in functionality. Neat. Static body 2D, one that is not moved by the physics engine. So it's just like having a collider without a rigid body in Unity. And then rigid body is a rigid body. Affected by the world's properties. When it's at rest and hasn't moved for a while, it goes to sleep. We do love sleeping rigid bodies. Okay. You should have some control. You should take care. Try not to mess with like the position, linear velocity, or other physics properties of a rigid body. Cool. No, that's good to know. That's not dissimilar from Unity. I do like this song, but I don't like it that much. I'm just gonna skip it. Not feeling like it today. Okay, so spaceship, rigid body, 2D. Oh, an asteroid-style spaceship. So it can keep applying force in a direction, or it can apply torque. So it either is rotating or moving. Got it. You ever think about how cool asteroids is as like a little game concept? I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. So... let's go ahead and change the player. Can we change the player to be a... I guess you can't really change node types, can you? But you can reparent. Okay. Player will also need to be made into its own scene, because scenes, I think, kind of work like better prefabs from Unity, so that's pretty cool. Let's just go ahead and add a new child node of the main scene. We'll split this off into its own thing later. Actually, let's be responsible. Let's go ahead. So make a new folder for, I guess, scenes? I don't know. That's a little slower than I'd like on a hard drive of my speed. And then let's make a new folder for, I don't know, dynamics. We'll think of a better like organizational scheme later. That's a lie. And then let's create a new... Well, now, do I want to like do this? Save new scene as. Okay, so it does work like that. Let's just create it here then, and then we can drag it into the scene, reparent it, and probably save out the changes. So let's make this a 3D scene, because it needs to be a 3D scene. And... well, see now, but we want it to be like a node. We want... I'm a little confused on Godot as to like... sort of the best... why is it so big? I don't actually know what you're talking about. I'm not sure as to the sort of best practices. So I'm going to go ahead and make the root node a physics object and hope that I don't regret it later. Unfortunately, you can't see the pop-up that I'm doing. I might have to do this as like window capture or desktop capture, but click to make a node again and look at OBS. Okay. I think I know why in advance, actually. It's probably because I have it set to scale to the full screen. Okay, I would like to have... well, I mean, character body 3D sounds rather interesting, doesn't it? We'll try a character body 3D. Oh, that actually captured. That's cool. Scene name, player.tscn. Okay. This has no shape, so it can't collide. Add a collision shape 3D or whatever. Okay. So let's do that. We'll add another child node. I don't know what's happening. I'll get this figured out better for next time, or we'll just do desktop capture and just kind of YOLO it. It's like awkward for me, but I'll figure it out. We need a collision shape 3D, I guess. And then let's set the shape to a new capsule. I'm a capsule enjoyer. Now I'm a little torn here. I like having the root of the character at the feet because that means that like movement and stuff and logic like that is really simple to work with. So we're gonna, instead of this, where's my performance going? Hello? Carefully, you'll summon Jade. Yeah, I know Jade's not a, definitively not a capsule enjoyer. I understand that. I see the problem. I am like capped out on RAM usage, really? All right, I've got to close 14. I don't need it open for anything. I just kind of left it open to AFK. I guess I need more RAM. Looks a little funny, but not that bad. Assume it's because your monitor's so high res. What looks bad? Sorry. Why have that open to idle? I mean, like, I said why. Okay, so let's see here. Let's just go ahead and translate it up, I guess. Okay, sorry about that. Talking about the full screening mini windows. I don't think it has anything to do with my monitor size. I think it's just a configuration issue. Let's just go ahead and set this to 1. Cool. So now we're like up here. Okay. Let's add, I'm like a little torn on how to do this. Let's go ahead and add our, okay, so I'm like torn here, right? The problem that I'm running into is that I don't know how to best organize things in Godot in terms of like hierarchies and stuff, right? Like in Unity, I have a pretty good idea of how to do it, or at least I know how not to do it. The problem I'm running into right now is like, I can just add the script here, but what unforeseen consequences? Nice capture. What unforeseen? Okay, what is going on? Still at almost max RAM usage. For some reason, Discord is like consuming all of my RAM. Cool. Do it alphabetically. True. All right, well, I can close Chrome, I guess. Except I have my YouTube chat and my Twitch chat open there. Can't really do that. Weird. All right, we'll just kind of manage it for now and deal with it after. Oh, did my rendering? Chat, I have something really funny for you. I can see the Godot changes in the OBS capture that I have set up for this window, but the actual window itself is not updating, so I need to restart Godot. How much is Discord using? Like 2.5 gigs. I could restart it. I just would rather not if I can avoid it. You know what? Actually, I take that back. We have to restart it. There's no real choice here. That is an utterly absurd amount of RAM. What did I just do? Oh, there's Discord. Okay, I'm just gonna restart Discord. They do be breaking Discord a lot recently. Yeah, kinda. Hey, yo, you get full whip Discord, Ghetto. Nice. Okay. Let's see. All right. Back to where we were, mostly. Cool. All right. Hopefully things are less laggy. All right. So, how are we supposed to move a character body 3D? Let's look at the character body 3D documentation in Opera. I've also got some lunch here. I'll be slowly chipping away at. Okay, so it's got move and slide. Move the body based on velocity. If it collides on it will slide along the body. Cool. All right. That's probably what we want. And we probably want rounded. Which I think we can just set in the editor. Why is Opera not capturing now? What happens if I like do this and then I open up a new tab and then I click Opera again? Okay, now it works. I don't know. So, first and foremost, being this is a character body 3D, it's already set to... Godot? Hey. Hey, Godot? You wanna come back to me? No? Okay, we're just gonna reopen it. That's tad unfortunate, we'll say. Well, we're gonna try that again just to see if it crashes again. Huh. So I don't think OBS had even really caught up with what was happening. But I want you to know that I opened Godot, I clicked that drop down again, and it instantly crashed again. Is it any drop down or is it that drop down particularly? Because we don't actually need to change what that's set to at the moment. That's fine. Can you be like... Okay. Wider, please. Wider. Good enough. You clicked on anything and everything vanished? That's exactly what I experienced. Okay, all drop downs are doing that for me. Thrilling. Exciting. Why? Is it OBS capturing it that's the problem? I wonder. Okay, let me try something. I'm gonna turn off capture for a second. Nope, still crashes. All right. When I said the stream was gonna be scuffed, I was not lying, by the way. It's very scuffed. I'm glad that we're getting to live through that. So, Like, what even is going on there? Oh my god, it's like everything. Okay. Let me go ahead and make like a new project. Just for like the sake of argument. And we're gonna try and see if it... Oh my god. We're gonna try and see if it still does that. It does! Okay. I guess let's go see if there's an update for Godot. I don't know. Thanks for the head pats, Mungo. So here's the thing. The most recent version of Godot is from August of last year. I have the most recent version. I'm gonna go ahead and try replacing all of my files just to see if something got corrupted, but... Is there a process still running after the crash? I mean, it could be something like that. I won't write it off, but... First I'm gonna just try and, like, do the equivalent of a reinstallation here. All right, Godot. Work, please. Is that the problem? Hold on. Okay, now it's working. Now what happens? It's the game capture. God damn it. Why is it the game capture? Okay, that's... I can work with that. That's fine. I'll work out a better solution for that later. At least I know what the issue is now. All right, now back to regularly scheduled development. Wow, it works. I mean, you can't see it because help, but it does work. Probably doesn't like whatever goes on that causes the weird full screening of like small windows. I don't think that's the problem. That's a OBS side thing, not a capture side thing. Something about the game capture is crashing it. Now, the problem is like I need to be able to capture when I build. So like I don't really know how I'm gonna do that. I guess I can just toggle it on and off at will. Isn't the game capture through OBS? One of those things is a, like, yes, but I'm saying that that's just a transform thing. Like, I have it scaled or set to dynamically scale in OBS. That's what's happening there. Okay. Let me go ahead. And I guess let's figure out how to move a character body 3D. Can I get like an example script or something? I want to make sure I'm doing this right. Actually, you know, I wouldn't mind checking Reddit real quick. All right. Yeah, I think we want a character body 3D. So... I guess we want to do move and collide, maybe? Oh, I see. One of them lets you slide against surfaces and one of them doesn't. Okay. Thanks, Mongo. All right, let's see. So in theory, we can just do move and collide. And since this is inheriting from character body 2D, oh, that's crazy. Okay, all right, let's give it a shot. So in this case, what we want to do is make this inherit from 3D, not 2D. And then rather than affecting position directly, we want to do move and no, slide. Let's try slide first. It doesn't like it. Why doesn't it like it? One second, chat. Phone call. All right, our tracking resumed gracefully. That's a first. I was like hoping that was like a recruiter or something, because like I get a lot of recruiter phone calls. Not a recruiter. Holy Godot dev stream, it sure is. Okay, so why is this complaining? We need to set velocity first. Can we not just call it this way? Because like the documentation that I was looking at, that's how they call it, but that's for 2D. Maybe 3D is different. Okay, I guess we have to set the velocity first and then do it. That's really strange, but okay. Yeah, it's true. I can remove the parentheses. I don't care. Okay, actually, what's the shortcut for format in VS Code? I don't have as much experience with VS Code as I have with like Visual Studio proper. I'm kind of learning VS Code as I go here. Maybe there isn't one. What's the how do I bring the like action bar down? Command palette, Control Shift P. Okay, format. Shift Alt F. Nice combo. Gotta go transport the cow exploder. Oh, like IRL. Okay, have fun. Good luck. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna go ahead and go back to Godot. I'm gonna go ahead and, let's see, can I just quick load this here? Load. I want to load player movement. I need to rebuild the CS projects. Am I running into like a compiler error or something? Hold on. Oh, that's the wrong button. Wow, I'm like so bad at Godot. This is really funny. How's it going, Disseus? How are you? How do I trigger a build? Is it this button? Alt B. Perfect. Okay, so in theory, let me go ahead and just like add another child node that is a like visual something or other. Make it a cylinder for fun here, and we're gonna set it as a child of the collision shape and then set its transform to 0. If I can figure out what I'm looking at. Transform 0. Okay, now let's go back to test area. We can go ahead and just hide you for now. We're probably gonna get rid of it entirely in a second, and it's bad to like just leave it there forever. I want to try this, and we're gonna drag player.tscn in. Doing Fru APOC is hard. I'm so excited to do more Fru. APOC, I haven't done it in game yet, but like I've worked on it a ton in the sim. So, what kind of project? Let me get back to you on that. It's premature. I have an idea for a game in mind, so I will be honest on that front. However, I also why is this not capturing? Why is this not rendering? Oh, because I parented the camera to the player. Cool. Sims extremely deceptive, the same way Sims usually are, but APOC Sims feels especially futile. In what way? I'm curious. If you could describe it. Because I have simmed really heavily. I haven't seen it in the fight yet. So I'm like excited to get there, but... Am I stupid? Okay, let's go back to this for a second here. Now, can I not edit the... Oh, that's weird. Okay, so I probably just want to move this into here, I guess. We'll just try this for fun. I don't have an ultra wide, so the Sims max zoom level is already greater than what I can have in game. But the tells for APOC in the sim are also too clear. Well, first of all, I do have a super ultra wide. So I at least have a little bit of cheats there. What tells are too easy? The game is a lot more visual clutter. That's true. And I have to bait the jump, so it's even more mental load. Fair. Why aren't you rendering? So for context, chat, what I'm seeing right now. Let me try out capturing with window capture. The debug window's coming up, but it's not rendering. So that's weird. The clarity, visual clutter, things I have with Sims a lot though. Fair. The thing that I usually have, and that I'm sure I will have in this case, is I struggle, like, I'm definitely gonna have to deal with, hey, it worked. Okay. Kind of. What the hell? Oh, it's like not clearing the back buffer. Script inherits from type character body 3D, so it can't be assigned to object. Oh, is this the problem? We're just killing you. We're killing the player. Sounds like something Rui would say. Yeah, so like... Okay, now it works. But I'm setting the velocity using delta time, which means that it's running like that, or it doesn't work. Now, why is it not capturing? Okay, I guess I have to use game capture. All right, it works though. So now we can go back to VS Code. Get rid of delta time because we don't need it anymore. So it's already being accounted for us with the move and slide. And then we'll go over to Godot. We'll rebuild it. We have the technology. We'll run it. I'm having to do so much OBS micromanagement right now. I gotta smooth out this workflow, chat. Jesus. Okay. Now, in theory, when I press a movement key, beautiful. Maybe attach a debugger to the debug window. Jesus. Okay, it works. We're normalized, so we shouldn't be moving faster diagonally. Now, you'll remember that I said that we're doing something first person. I have a lot of work to do. Also, like, I don't really like that we're like... Precise movement is nice. Movement that is this precise is also not really great, but one thing at a time. Let's go ahead and just get the movement aligned with... No, I take it back. Let's get a first-person control in first, and then we can do the rest of it. Right further along than I am with my Godot project, so I won't judge. Hey, fair. I mean, like, I do simulation development, which is just game development for a different audience, professionally. So, like, in theory, I should be able to pick this up quickly, but theory and practice are two different things. Let's go back to VS Code. Let's get our aim script kind of working. And then from there we can kind of move on. So okay, so I'm like trying to figure out how I want to do this. So I would like to eventually have like unit testing for this. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. But for now, what it means is I don't really want to depend on any like built-in engine stuff particularly, unless it's like really transparent. That's why I have like a custom input script. So I can mock things out easier. Thank you for the head pat, Sarapa. Let's go to the player aim scripts. So what we need to be able to do is we need to get mouse movement, and I need to know how to read that in. So actually, we need to go to Opera. We need to do some learning first, and then go from there. So, Godot mouse input. All right, let me open up my can of Arizona iced tea. Please don't explode. Nice, okay. So we also want to like lock the mouse cursor. So this will be interesting. So supporting universal input, let's see. So I'm already doing pretty good here. It's mostly like looking around that I'm concerned about. Vibration. Window focus. That's an interesting thing. We'll come back to that. I'm not really seeing anything about like... Basically what I would love to have is like integrated support for looking around with both mouse and controller, which Unity sort of provides. I don't really know. Why don't I just Google that? Godot mouse look that works for controller. You can override the Godot input mouse position in code. Oh, fascinating. Okay, that's a very clunky way to do it, but like, I can't deny it. There's also sort of an elegance to it. God, that's messy. Let's see. Hey, yo, you wrote an article? I'll skim your article for $1. Powerful input system? Sure does. There's no specific issue to blame. Oh, okay. Input accumulation. I don't really care about any of this yet. I probably will at some point. Sorry, I'm just reading here. But I'm mostly skimming. Okay, mouse mode sounds great. Because if we're doing first person, we really want captured. Because captured will make it so that the mouse is locked at the center of the window and you can move the mouse, and that will give us input. And then we need to use input event mouse motion. Let's not overcomplicate this. We can always get controller mouse movement working easily later. Let's just focus for now on getting it working for the mouse. Check the asset library. Oh, you mean like pre-built stuff? God, that's tempting. I mean, like, that's definitely tempting. I definitely could do that. I'm just like, if I do that, the problem is, like, I also don't want to deny myself the chance to learn here. But, like, that's probably the smarter solution. And input is a very solved problem. Okay. Yeah. No, you sold me. This isn't like, I don't need to reinvent the wheel for something that's like basic. Now, ayo, this one's in C# and it has quality in the name. Because you're probably in Godot scripts, right? Yeah, these are probably all GD scripts. I'll try this. And let's install it to a subfolder called, I don't know, quality first person controller C#. I don't know if sharp's a legal character in Windows. We'll just call it quality first person controller. Select current folder, install. Okay, so let's look at the dev page for this. Grab this link, put it into Opera. Okay. God, I have an extension for Chrome that makes everything night mode. I really want that. Does Opera have that like built in? That seems like something that Opera would probably have built in. Focus. Force dark mode. Okay, okay. Opera could win me over even if it is spyware. Actually good first-person controller for the Godot engine. Okay. Sure, toot your own horn. That's fine. I'm like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, when I see something like this, my first thought is like, let me rip it apart and put it back together. But there is something to be said for like, let's just prototype with whatever we can get, and then as we need to replace things or rebuild things, we can do that later once we actually have something that like is a game. So reticles, new reticles. Okay. In the controls export group, there's a commented section that says uncomment this if you want full controller support. Very cool. Okay, this is not the first thing that I care about though. How to change settings. Click on the character node and there should be a settings in the feature settings group. Okay. I mean, that's pretty cool. Oh. How many videos is this? Or how long is this? 42 videos. Seems like it's like maybe 5 hours of actual video content. I might like watch these this weekend or something. Just try and get some of this stuff churning in my head. For now though, let's... I have no qualms with just like using something out of the box. So, testworld.tscn has broken dependencies. Wait, what dependencies were they? We need FPC under add-ons. Do I need to click the build button? FPC. Is that what this should be under? No, it's just hard-coded. Okay. Here's a really minor complaint I have with Godot so far in my limited experience using it. I'm sure I'll have more complaints later. You know, any tool has its imperfections. They're not like things that prevent you from doing what you want to do, but they're just like, it's kind of annoying. This is the second time where I've imported a package and I didn't import it into the root directory because, like, of course I want to import it into the root directory. I guess in this case, I probably could have. Maybe I'll re-import it, but like the path handling on this is kind of ass because this is like, oh, this must be in the root directory. And it's like, why must it be in the root directory? Okay, we'll do it. I'm kind of tempted to go over to like source control and like commit everything first, but we'll do this first. Cool. All right. We'll click download. 7 files conflict. Those are all Git files and stuff. I don't want to mess with those. Project.godot would be overridden? Man, that's lame. Okay. Yeah, we're just not going to overwrite that. I will say, I don't think you guys can see this window right now. The handling on Godot for importing that was actually really artful. So it like automatically unchecked things that would have been overridden. So that's a good. I'm impressed. So now in theory we have a whole test world here. If I go back to 3D for a second. And then we'll turn on the game capture as soon as the window shows up. Oh, I need to like run current scene. Or set as the startup scene, but I don't really want to do that. Also, Godot is complaining that it couldn't save one of the scenes. Weird. All right. So first of all, actually, okay. In fairness, first of all, input works. Like, I can't move yet until I rebind things. This is silly. This has got to go. I don't... I should not be able to be Sonic the Hedgehog. Sorry. But, like, these are all things that are changeable. Okay. Hey, but that's a great starting point. I have mixed feelings about using, like, an out-of-the-box solution like that, but... And it's complaining about the input. Okay, great. Now, why did save all scenes, like, not work? Save all scenes. Can I get output on that, please? Oh, okay, clear output. Save all scenes. Save our souls. Is it this one? Oh, it's because it doesn't exist anymore. Save all scenes. It works. Okay. Okay. Let's figure out how this thing configures input and go from there. Okay, so first and foremost, I guess these are the controls. I guess it's sort of an additional note here. These are all marked with export, which means that they're visible in the editor. So I guess you're supposed to change it on like a per object basis. I don't like that though. I feel like I would rather change it in code or in like a configuration file. So I'm a little torn because like there is this sort of argument of like, well, if you're using a pre-built asset and it changes, then you want to be able to update to the latest version of it. Then you don't want to mess with the code of the asset. So we'll start by doing it in the editor as much as it kind of skews me out a little bit. And then we can go from there and, you know, iterate. I don't think that we're going to use this controller in sort of a final version of any game, at least unmodified. But for a prototype, it's probably okay. All right. Let's start by just getting the input sorted. You probably can't see this at all because I didn't even remove VS Code. Okay. So I need a jump. Yeah, I gotta make this setup better. Maybe I'll do these from my laptop or something. Half a thought there, for sure. I just realized I didn't have that always on top. So you guys can't see this, can you? That's irritating. Yeah, well, I'll smooth out my setup as we go here. I apologize that it's like a little clunky, like, but I'll just try and make it quick whenever I have to interact with other windows that that aren't captured for whatever reason. I'd also just like to say, like, if anybody is like a Godot expert and wants to chime in at any point, I invite you to do so, because you know, go for it, basically. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add, what's a typical jump button in like a first person game? Do you want it to be the bottommost button? I'm gonna make it set default to Xbox A, I guess, and we'll just go from there. Okay, and now from here, I need to make these all prefixed with move, which is probably overkill, but like whatever. Okay, let's start with that and then give it another whirl. This is the most minor quibble of all time, but I have to admit, I do kind of wish Godot let me run this within the editor. Like, literally the most minor quibble. Space X or an Xbox. Okay, works for me. I probably have to sprint jump this, and I don't have sprint bound yet. I don't actually know if I want sprint yet. God, that head bob is gross, too. Like, don't get me wrong, I appreciate head bob, but like, it's not my style. I want to see something. See, I noticed that the reticle like stretches out as I jump down, as like I fall. What happens if I like jump off something really tall? Oh, it just keeps going. Nice. All right, we're gonna call that a successful test. Cool. Okay. Bet. So let's mess with the reticle, and let's also immobile. Oh, that's cool. Let's also go ahead and disable head bob. Now, I need to learn how the animation system works anyway, so I should probably take a look at how this is implemented, but... Wait, jump animation. Oh, so this is like looking at child objects that are... Oh, fascinating. So animations are like done as children nodes, I guess, in Godot. Interesting. This is one of those things where like the more that I learn about Godot, the more that it feels similar to Unity in a lot of ways. It's just like organized differently. Because like Unity would handle this with like components. But Godot has what I honestly think is probably a more artful way of doing it, which is having like individual nodes for everything that you want to add. I don't know. It's interesting. Okay, so what I want to know is if they have good handling for just... Well, actually, I guess we can still have crouching. I need to look at how these animations work, actually, too. Playback options. Like, what? Oh. Oh. They have an animation window, just like Unity. Keyframed animation. Perfect. Can I, like, preview this in the editor? That didn't really work. Oh, reset. I see. Oh, look at that. It's subtle, but you can see it. Like, doot. I have one other, like, really minor complaint, and I think it's something that's a skill issue, because I just don't know how to do it. Is there any way to, in Godot, anybody who knows Godot, is there any way to set a viewport to be the camera? That's something that I haven't been able to figure out yet. It's not something that's super important, but like it's useful for positioning things sometimes. Anyways, for now though, that should kill our head bob, I think. Nice, no head bob. That said, like I get the appeal of head bob. I just am like, it's fine. It doesn't really vibe with what I kind of want to do. The reticle stuff, like, I think it's fine. I actually kind of want a fixed reticle. This isn't going to be like a Counter-Strike-y kind of game. I'll say that much. So like, as much as I appreciate, you know, the effort that went into like making the crosshair reshape, because I've done this before in Unity, actually, thinking about it. As much as I appreciate this, yeah, I can counter strafe. Look at that. Pop, 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 pop. It's not really, doesn't really vibe with what I want. So we're probably gonna just kill that right off the bat. Other than that though, I'm like, I mean, we need to cap the player aim so that I can't just like spin. Like spinning this way, you know, that's fine. But like spinning this way, like what is happening? You could make a game out of this, you know, to be fair. You could make like a puzzle game where like you look like reversed to like solve puzzle. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, we're just gonna remove that real quick. This feels like a Majora's testing map. Yeah, it kind of does. Hey, Angoon. This is actually something that came with like a little like first-person controller asset that I grabbed. I still kind of want to strip it down and replace it, but I don't know. Sometimes like it's good to know when it's okay to just use a bit of pre-built stuff and then modify it to fit your needs, you know, especially for a prototype. Let's go ahead and mess with character CS again though. Cool. So, I mean, honestly, this is like a pretty manageable amount of code for me to sort of grok. So man, is the word grok just poisoned by Twitter now? Oh, I don't want to think about that. Anyways, God, the irony about that too is like to grok something is to understand it fully, and grok, the AI that Twitter made, is literally incapable of understanding because it's a large language model. There is a degree of irony there. Anyways, to get philosophical for a second, so what do I want to focus on here? Whoa, the debug panel that this thing includes is like dynamic. Oh, damn. Okay, well that's actually really cool. Well, that's a game changer. I can abuse that. Okay. Let me take my last bite of food here while I think for a second. Okay, so oh, I can just turn off view bobbing via. Okay, maybe that's a little bit better. Hi, Lynn. Thank you for the biddies. for the big emote. We love it. Okay, let me go ahead and like undo the damage that I did here by removing the head bob animation and just disable it the way that it's intended here, which I didn't even catch. View bobbing off. Okay. Which you can't see because I still need to. I'd like to apologize for the scuff. The scuff will probably continue. Okay, so how does this handle mouse look? Because that's what I really want to know. Or is that handled by the reticle script? That's handled by the reticle script. I see. Let's look at how this is actually organized in Godot as we kind of break this down. Because like, just seeing that doesn't really do anything for me. I need to like understand where the scripts are located in the hierarchy to understand how they work. So head doesn't actually have a script at all. Character, however, references head as the head object. So if we go back to VS Code for a second, we should be able to do like a find reference on head. And then we can identify how the head is being manipulated. Go to references. Okay, so can I like not have it presented like this VS Code? No? Okay, cool. Okay, so at start we set its initial facing direction, that's fine. Rotated. Oh, I see. Okay, this is just rotating the directional input for like what direction the character is gonna move by the head rotations yaw. That's fine. Oh wow, that's messy. Okay. Can I like just go here? Cool. So every time we get an input event that is a mouse motion, we set the rotation based on the, I mean, like that's as simple as it gets. Now, I'm gonna add a variable to the script because I'm tired of it like being able to Sonic the Hedgehog and like roll forward. Let me add. Where should this be? I guess under feature settings is probably the best. Actually, I guess I could fit under character just fine. So we're gonna make a public float called, oh God, okay. This is not my preferred, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Naming scheme, I guess, for variables, but I don't want to mess with the script that much. So I'm just gonna make my code fit in with the rest of this, and then later we could like rewrite this script from scratch probably and just do away with it. But for now, I will take advantage of it. We'll have min pitch, and we'll set it to like -89 degrees. And we'll have max pitch and set it to 89 degrees. And then export this as well. Okay. I did not make that a float. Okay. And now if I recompile the C# side, now what I can do is I can go down here and set current rotation.x minus equal that, and then current rotation. Okay, there's a problem here actually. Okay, so the first problem is let's just do it the naive way and then we'll fix it if it doesn't work. The thing that I'm realizing is that like basically we're running into a situation where, you know, since it's a rotation, I don't know how it handles like passing sort of the point of like looking straight up or looking straight down, because it could like start looping around. I think we'll be okay, but I'm just gonna try and do it this way first, and then we'll go figure it out from there. So pitch, max pitch, and current rotation.x, and then min pitch. So this will give us the pitch in between max and min pitch. And you know what? Let me beautify this very slightly. Shift Alt F, I think, for format. Okay. We're gonna go back to Godot. We're gonna recompile. And then let's go to test world and run that. See how that works. All right. Okay, so as before, we're able to look around just fine. That didn't work. That didn't work. Okay. Okay, well, worth a shot. Now we need to figure out why it didn't work. What if this is in radians rather than degrees? That's like my first thought. So we're gonna hide VS Code for a second. We're gonna select the rotate tool and like, let's take a look at, let's focus on this rotation parameter over here. So if I cap this at 89, it should just work. And if I cap this at negative 89, it should also work. Okay, so the problem is something else. The variables are, in fact, set correctly. Min pitch is set to negative 89. Max is set to 89. Okay. Okay, this is not an intuitive issue. Interesting. All right, let's look at VS Code because I'm like going through something here. So this says rotation, part of the local transformation in radians. God damn it. Okay, so we need to do like, we either need to calculate this in radians, which would be really simple, or we need to do a transformation of min pitch and max pitch into radians. Let's just, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm just gonna change it here and then change it in the editor. Actually, no, screw that. Let's do times mathf dot. Do you have like what is it? Degrees to radians. Nice. That's a function. Okay. Could just be a ratio. I mean, that would have been fine, but you know what? Whatever. Okay. You know what? It's going to be faster for me to just copy paste this whole thing and then change this to max. Okay, now it will work. Probably. I mean, I can't guarantee it, I guess, but like. And now, run current scene. I ran the character scene. That's not the correct scene, and you can't see anything anyways for some reason. Okay, let's try it again. Let's try it again. All right, so we got our thing loaded, and now you still can't see it for some reason. One day you'll be able to see it, I promise. See the vision. Oh, that's the wrong capture. There we go. All right. And now I can't like loop my vision endlessly. For something that claims, okay, let me like just say I'm not crapping on this because like, how do I put this? This is a very cool asset. I'm glad this exists. This is great. Like for something that's out of the box, like this is very usable. But for like toting how like out of the box usable and like good it is, not having something that like caps the view beyond like, you know, looking straight up and looking straight down is very confusing. Hello, Shymoth. Welcome in. Let me get you a shout out. How are you doing? Okay. So like, I mean, I won't pretend that this is exactly how I would do things, and I want to mess with the reticle because I don't really want a dynamic reticle like this asset provides. So if I can't remove it through like their settings that they integrate, I'll just change the script because I wasn't even planning on using a pre-built asset anyways. Dynamic FOV, continuous jumping, view bobbing, jump animation. Okay, so we're gonna have to remove it ourselves. Just being a big sleepy because I just woke up. Hey, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm a fan of afternoon wake-ups. Certainly. Certainly. It's been a while since I've gotten up at like 5 p.m. Eastern, but I've done it before. Anyways, let's see. We're just doing some game dev today. Well, we also played some Bazaar earlier. I'm kind of struggling to understand the current meta of the Bazaar and how it works with the character that I like to play. But such is life. Such is life. Anyways, so let's look at the reticle scene. I guess the reticle is like a separate prefab here. Oh, I see. It like they provide just a dot. Okay, well let's try the dot one because I kind of feel like the dot one's more what I'm looking for anyways. All right. Give them a run here. Turn the game capture in OBS. Nice. I mean, it's a little bit small, but we can always like resize it later. Okay. Well, we're in good shape. This is a good starting point to use. Honestly, like I'm a fan. Okay. Let's go ahead and go back to our good old Godot. Okay, so we've drawn the outline of the owl. Now we just need to draw the rest of the effing owl. I'm gonna try using this scene. Now, I don't know if this scene included... Hello? What do I have this rendering as? What the hell? Fascinating. I don't have it turned on to display wireframe. So I'm kind of confused. That's real weird. Is there like a reason? I mean, this is new to me. Like, full disclosure, I've never seen this before. Okay, what if I tell you to display as wireframe? I'm really confused. Display lighting? Weird. Do we have raid today? Bob? Um, does we mean you and I? Because definitely, Bob, definitely. Can I raid too? Yes, definitely Carter. Definitely Carter. What the hecky is this? Okay, so like, did I hide all the meshes or something? No, because they're clearly right there. What happens if I just drop our player into the scene? Character.t scene. It renders. Why does it render? So like, do we have raid? That depends. How fast can you get through M4, Bob? M4S. Okay, so clearly I've done something wrong. Because mesh empty? I see. Like really fast? Okay, well, go get to it, Bob. I hope you can like level like a melee as well for like all the way through Dawn Trail in like 3 hours. What even happened? Okay, why did all of the meshes delink? How does that even happen? Like, how does that even happen? Okay, let me look at source control because this is a baffling one if I've ever seen one. But I don't know the engine well enough to be like, oh, you know, the flim flam did the Jim Jam and now we're in a wibbly wobbly. That's OBS. I wanted source tree. Thank you. Okay, source tree. Am I stupid? I might be stupid. Let me see something. Sorry. Does Maverick have raid? Unless something changes in the next 3 hours. That is my my belief, yeah. Okay, this is ass. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna add. Jesus, it's kind of a mess. Why don't I just take the version that I have in source control, even though I may have screwed up and like created another project locally? I'm not really sure what's going on actually, because this is located, I think. Open in file manager. This is located in my documents. Okay, that's fine, I guess. Where is this located? Oh boy. We love like 10 layers of complication. Honestly, would it even be development if it wasn't like more complicated than it needed to be? Let's be honest. Okay. So this is not... I apologize for you not being able to see what I'm doing. Give me a second, chat. Let me see if I can just get this working. It's not... I can't see what you're doing. I'm sorry, Carter. All right, so here's what's happening. Or here's what's going to happen here. I think I did this in the wrong place. Which is like classic. I need to not have like confusing, conflicting file paths. So my options from here are either get everything that I just did imported over to that one, which is probably what I'm gonna do. Or... no, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. All right, hold on, chat. Enjoy my apartment for a second. I wonder if I can just like overwrite everything in this other copy of the repository. Because like the worst that happens, I have to revert everything. Which seems fine to me, honestly. Maybe I don't want those two folders. Actually, no, I need... this is confusing. All right, we're giving it a whirl, chat. Give me a second. And then we're gonna hope and pray that everything just like works correctly. I'm gonna give you a hint. It's probably not going to. But if it does, that would be really cool. Honestly, I probably should just be like human source control here and only copy over the things that I actually need to function. Like the things that I actually modified. Yeah, why am I doing it this way? This is literally the worst way to do it. Cancel. Okay. Okay, hold on a second. We're almost good to go. I'm just going to go over to you, and I'm gonna grab this folder. Let's talk about that couch. It looks comfy, don't it? Maybe that's just my opinion, though. Okay, let me see if this will work. Okay, in theory, when I open Godot back up now, I'll have the important bits of what I was just doing. So, one moment, please. Well, I mean, I like sleeping in the back of the couch. Yeah, then you're out of luck. Not that kind of couch. Okay, source tree. Guide my hand. I might need to make more changes, but it's okay. These are like growing pain things though, because like once I get this stuff ironed out, it'll just work. That cup of coffee is massive. That's my kind of coffee. Let me see this. Oh, god damn it. Yeah, it's a pretty big mug of coffee. That's a nice big mug. Did my Godot just die? Am I stupid? Hold on a second. Leaked. Jesus. All right. I can't wait for my Godot to just like clash, or like loop crashing on startup now. Oh, that's game capture. That's why. Okay, we're good. Cool. All right, we're working. Maybe. Let's drag this object. It's so shiny. Okay. Now, moment of truth. So I'm gonna be straight up with you. I have no idea what in this scene does and doesn't have collision, because I'm just using this scene literally as it ships, which is not going to cut it. Hey, that's pretty good. Everything has collision. I'm stuck. Okay. Well, that's awkward. Obviously, we need to rework the collisions in this scene a little bit. But at least, like, that's a good starting point. Either that or put some rigid bodies on things so we can push them around. That would also be okay. God damn it. Okay. Okay, so note to self, let's just not jump unless we have to. But I mean, this is kind of cool. What the hell? Okay, we gotta disable these animations, chat. This is some... I don't like that. Yeah, like, I don't like all this, like, head bobby stuff. Like, it's not bad. It's just, like, it feels kind of cheesy for, like, out-of-the-box functionality. I'm just not a big fan of it. I'd rather just get rid of it. But yeah, this is pretty cool. I'm, like, this is, like, that awkward point where, like, I feel like, how do I put this? I would like to sort of do more of the stuff from absolute scratch, but sometimes it's nice to be able to just, like, get a little bit of a head start. And, like, for a prototype, I think, you know, using everything available to you is smart. That's kind of my thinking personally. There is something to be said for just, like, do everything from scratch so you can learn more of it. But the other thing too is I can now pick apart all of the scripts and stuff that are in this project, and which is really just like 2 scripts. There's like a movement script and a script that controls like the reticle, which I'm not even using. And that's a really good way to learn too. So, yeah, I'm stuck. Okay, well, some things to be worked on, apparently. What the hell am I even stuck to? You know, I have a question. When I so if I like go back to the editor, I've noticed this view or this button. That's cool. Wait, so does that mean that like I can well, let me like turn on capture here. Ah, cool. Okay, so there's a way to do that. There's a ton of great Godot tutorials out there. Hey, fair. Hi, Stormblades, welcome in. No, that's fair. There's definitely like a part of me that's like got more hubris than it should, because like I've spent 8 years working on Unity professionally. But like the reality is I need to learn the fundamentals of Godot. Even if I know how to like implement game logic and stuff more quickly, I need to know how to like manipulate objects and stuff and like work with the core things that the game engine's providing me. So Definitely going to be doing a combination of tutorials, tearing things apart, all that good stuff, so I can kind of get an idea of how things work. Now, when I look at this asset, this is not the way that I initially was laying out like my movement script in terms of like, or like my player scripts in terms of structure. But I think that this is probably one of the better ways to do it now that I'm like reviewing it. Like this makes sense. I'm sure there's other ways to do it too. I'm like longing for I guess like dependency injection and stuff that I've kind of grown accustomed to on personal projects. That's kind of overkill. So like I need to go back to basics. And like this is a very nice script for a starting point, and I'm just probably gonna like rip it apart and then put it back together. Let's see, how are we doing? Okay. What should we do next? Sorry, I'm just like thinking. I'm like, so let's go ahead and we're gonna treat this as if we're just making a shooter. I don't know if that's the direction I want to go in the end with this, but like at the very least it'll give us a good starting point, somewhere we can kind of branch off from and like experiment with things. So if we want to make a shooter, well, first of all, let me like disable all this like stuff that I don't really like. Okay. So my first thought is like, okay, well, we need to be able to shoot things. So let's like go back to basics. This office scene that one, like this is just like a 3D asset basically includes is really cool. And all of this stuff is modular and can be worked with. So I'm definitely going to spend some time on this later, like using these pieces to try and make something rather than like this kind of test, or not test, but like this example scene that they provide. As cool as this is, I love this, but for now, I think maybe let's go back to basics. I actually love the like test scene that this asset came with. It's better than mine because it has like verticality to it. And I'm running into an import error, which is because of how I sort of botched this. Hold on a second. All right, so in theory, if I do this again, cool. Okay, so from here, I'm kind of thinking like maybe I do need to just like follow a tutorial series or something. I don't know how much longer we're gonna go tonight, so I think I'll just go ahead and spend how much time we have left to us working on some like basic like ray casting and stuff, get an idea of what that looks like in Godot. So let's start by making another scene. I still don't know how I want to organize scenes in Godot. Let's do a folder. Let's do scenes. Like my initial thought is like have this split into things that are like level files and then things that are like more like prefabs in Unity. We'll just create something in this. I'll just make a dynamic scene folder and we'll go from there. So Let's make another character body 3D scene. We'll just call this enemy. Like, obviously, we're not going to be able to just have an enemy called enemy. But, like, this is a good starting point. Let's add a CSG cylinder just to visualize, I guess. Actually, what did they use for the character? Oh, they use, like, a custom mesh. Okay. For now, I'm gonna be lazy because I don't really feel like popping Blender open and messing with it. Let's just like get something going. Hey Zaf. Hello Raiders, welcome in. There's an 11.5-hour starter tutorial by Clear Code that's pretty good. The official tutorials are good too. Okay. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. Zaf, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. How's it going? Okay. I guess we could just add a mesh then and just reuse that. I know you were also using Godot. Yeah, so most of my experience in development is with Unity. Like I use Unity professionally I've used it for like 8 years to make, or like working on like simulators for different companies. But I've been wanting to learn Godot. I don't consider myself good at this yet. In fact, I would argue I barely know what I'm doing, but I'm learning. I've seen that you have streamed using Godot. Hey, make sure you check out Zeph's stream. Phenomenal writer and also developer. How is your stuff going? I haven't had a chance to check in a while. Let's do, actually, okay. So having imported this from like an asset, I need to like study how this works. So this is a mesh instance 3D. It's just set to a resource. Can I just set this to a resource? Oh, I see. I'm at day 38. Been getting into shaders. Whoa, shaders are fun. Shaders are good. Shaders for, well, I mean, it's the same thing, I guess, at the end of the day. Are you doing more like kind of post-processy stuff, or are you doing more like shaders on objects in the world, that kind of thing? Like, at the end of the day, they're both kind of the same idea, but... Object shaders? Okay, okay, cool, cool. I mean, everything that you do there is transferable to post-processing, so... I'll have to stop by. But yeah, no. How are you liking Godot? Have you worked with any other like engines before? Oh, I see. Some experience with Unity from around 2016, 2017. Okay, okay. Hell yeah. I still like Unity in truth, but I have to, like, I guess the thing about Unity is that it scares me the direction that the corporation seems to want to move in. Like, obviously there was that scare a year or two ago with all of the horrifying licensing changes that they made. But now it's like, you know, basically all of the goodwill I had is kind of like poisoned. It's like, are they gonna try something like that? That's why I decided on Godot. Yeah, Godot's awesome. Like I've been keeping my eye on Godot for a few years now. And I just recently lost my job. We love the tech landscape. So I was like, you know, why don't I spend some of my time like learning some Godot and working on stuff? Which is sort of the like why now aspect of it. I've got to say, like the first steps are definitely the scariest, but yeah, it's pretty disparaged, but like it's all right. Kind of lost my job as well by not streaming FF. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I kind of all in on moving towards game dev and hoping to make that work. Hey, I'm here for it. That's awesome. Like, I think game dev is really fun. There's a lot to learn and to do. Like, I don't know. Game dev is great. Yeah. Like, it's been a long time since I've worked on anything kind of major for myself, I guess, if that makes sense. Like, I've worked on, you know, professional stuff for companies and corporations, but like something for myself, you know, I have creative control or partial creative control on. That's where it's at, you know. We'll see. I still am probably gonna have to get another job. Rather, that is to say, I'm actively looking for jobs and I'm probably going to have to take one, but such is life. Such is life. Well, thanks again for the raid. If you didn't come into the raid, please make sure you check out Zeph. Do you still stream 14 or are you moving away from it? I'm retired? Unsubbed. Hey. Well. I mean, as long as you did so happily and willingly, then I guess congratulations, kind of. That's exciting. I mean, like, I love 14 still. Like, I've not had my fill of the game yet, but I don't know. It's a big time sink. It's a big time commitment. So I did it because I didn't like the direction of the game for a while now. Yeah, that's also fair. Sort of forced out. Fair. Fair. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely feels like the game has had a specific sort of momentum since maybe Shadowbringers in terms of like gameplay. Didn't want to stop liking the game, but it happened. Fair. No, that's fair. I mean, I should say, first of all, it was a pleasure playing with you for 7-0. I know that, like, my life was sort of more topsy-turvy than I'd expected. But I had a lot of fun. And yeah, no, it's sort of frustrating. Like, a lot of cool player tools and stuff, they seem kind of determined to strip away and make the game kind of more formulaic and stuff in ways that are something. There's something. Still. I'm enjoying Fru. I'm kind of doing it with a fairly casual static, but it's I'm enjoying the fight so far. I think it's a good fight. A lot of people are saying this is the same old content. Lol, for an expansion, it'll bounce back, but I don't think so. I think this time is different. Yeah. No, it's weird. It's weird that there's such a lull at the expansion launch. Nuber's quit as well? Really? Well, I know Nuber was talking about too, like, I remember like back at the end of 7.0 when we kind of did the sort of, I guess, debrief. I remember Nuber kind of talking about how he needed to have more time for other stuff too, and I think that's totally fair. So on top of like the game moving in a direction. I was gonna quit back then, but then he beat me to it. I didn't want the team to implode, so I stayed. That's really respectable. And then we couldn't fill a team, so Nuber came back as well. Jesus. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Well, I mean, that's cool of you. Had one last rodeo. Man. Okay. Well, hell yeah. I mean, did you enjoy Fru at least? I miss Shadowbringers. Welcome in, Asdane. Yeah, Shadowbringers was fun. I mean, like, my feelings are complicated, right? Like, I like DSR. I like Top. I'm enjoying Fru so far, and I think, like, once all is said and done, like, I haven't cleared yet because I'm, like I said, I'm part of a fairly casual group. Like, we're taking it seriously, but, you know, just we have some newer players and stuff. I'm enjoying Fru, but enjoyed to the extent that Prague is Prague, and it wasn't nightmarishly long, so it was decent. Fair. Fair. No, I definitely can understand that. And thank you for the follow, Asdane. Yeah, Shadowbringers was a good time. I did enjoy Shadowbringers. I mean, Shadowbringers was my first expansion. And by that, I mean, that was when I started playing. So, oh, goodbye glasses. The fact that I'm a role player is the only reason I'm still subbed, because I'm such a casual, even savage, like sketchy for my learning disabilities. Just do goofy unranked front lines and goober around. Hey, I mean, that's totally fair. I guess I still enjoy the game. But, you know, like, I don't know. I still, like, how do I put this? Honestly, Zeph, you're one of the players that I kind of have looked up to, I feel like, you know, in playing 14. So, yeah, I guess that just gets me thinking. Love the concept of 14, but actually playing it is just turning more and more into a chore list. Yeah. I mean, like, I need to do more leveling and blah, blah, blah and stuff. But, you know, like, saying it that way, I'm like realizing, I'm like, am I hankering for the experience that I had 2 years ago playing, or am I actually like wanting to do that again? And it's like, maybe there's some reflection needs to happen there. Someone made an income from the game. It was getting to the point where I didn't see a future in it for both me as a content creator, but also my own personal enjoyment. Hey, no, that's important. Like, it's important to know when to call it quits, I guess. Not even a raider and it's Turles. Well, fair. I mean, to be fair, like, rating, I guess rating takes as much time as you give it. Complicated. But yeah, no, that's very fair. I guess in honesty, I have not made an income from 14. At least not enough to, not even close to enough to live off of. But even I'm kind of like, wanting to stream more variety these days. I don't know. Yeah, maybe there's something to it. That's complicated. Sort of a damning position for the game to be in for me. Because now that I've unsubbed, they have to offer me content which would make me justify resubbing. Fair. Yeah, fair. Like, I'm excited for the stuff that's coming out next patch, right? But at the same time, I'm like, how much time am I really going to sink into it? And I'm like, I don't know. Some story content might improve, or exploration will be fun. I don't see it being enough to make me pull out the credit card again. Okay. No, that's huge respect. I guess I don't even have a house anymore, so if I ever did want to unsub, I would. I just still doing proggy stuff, and like there's still content that I haven't gotten to just because I've been busy with life and other stuff, I guess. But yeah, I feel you. Like, it's the game's in a complicated position for sure. Like, yeah, I don't I don't know if there's anything else to say. It's just kind of like there's sort of the game's in a lull, but it's in a lull that like does feel different. I will definitely agree. Sub for 10 years, so I was used to the money just coming out every month, but once you pull the plug, you have to make the decision to resubscribe. That's fair. No, that's very fair. I have some other friends who are in a similar boat too, thinking about it. I guess I've never unsubscribed at this point. I've been subscribed since when I started playing in 2019. That's what, 6 years? God, has it really been 6 years? Crazy. They gotta upend the spreadsheet design, get things done for expansion launch. I think that's part of it. I definitely think that's part of it. The complicated thing though is like, I can't blame them for the decisions that they make. As much as like, I do think, especially for somebody who's been playing longer than me, even for me, they're starting to get stale, and I've only been playing since Shadowbringers. But like, I don't know, like I think about how like, I'm sure like that they have a relatively fixed budget for the game, and they probably say, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? If people are saying subscribed, I guess really the only thing that people can do is unsubscribe to kind of voice their complaints. That's like the most effective thing. It's worth pulling out the credit card. How long is it going to feel worth it for it? I need to ask myself, is that is why I permaquit WoW. Also fair, I think. Yeah. No, a lot of food for thought. Like, I'm definitely not about to drop 14 for me yet. But complicated. Very complicated. Well, hey, if you need to go like do some post-stream stuff and stuff, just don't let me keep you. I'm realizing we've been chatting for a while, and I know like I used to stream till I drop. So if at any point you need to tap out, don't sweat it. Now that's not a given that I'm paying monthly. Decide to pay for a subscription again to compare it against other things that I could put that money towards. True, and it's not exactly cheap, especially if you factor in like retainers. Like, I pay for retainers right now. Inventory management's not my strong suit, unsurprisingly. But like, I'm paying for retainers, and when you factor that in, like the monthly sub is not exactly inexpensive. Yeah, it's like as soon as you flip that switch of like, you don't have to remain subbed, and it's like, well, do I want to remain subbed? Yeah, complicated. It's worse when you have to pay. Oh, play with a VPN. Yeah, for the longest time I was paying for exit lag. I have it in recent memory, but I also haven't been playing like overseas and stuff as much. Look at Endwalker and Dawntrail's copy pasted Shadowbringers, but every time they copy over, some files get corrupted. I mean, like, they change things in between expansions, but like there was definitely things in Endwalker that were kind of disappointing. And Dawntrail, the launch feels so slow. Like them taking 200 days or whatever to like release more, even more casual content. I don't know, complicated. 5 characters with 2 retainers, it's free, but agony, fair. Yeah, that sounds miserable. That's another 10 to 15 a month. That's actually one of the things that got me to kind of angry, actually, because devs' refusal to fix the ping issues. Yes, can we? Okay, real talk. The netcode in 14 is kind of disgraceful. Like, what is the deal? Like, if the community has these fixes out there, whether or not they're TOS friendly, like, I get it. But, like, if these fixes exist, why are they not being implemented in the engine? Like, there was a meme from, I think, Tekken, the Tekken community. Actually, maybe it's just the FGC in general, but like glorious Nippon internet, you know, like is the thing that Japanese devs, see, it's not just Japanese devs, to be fair, though. I don't know. It definitely kind of feels like they pay more attention to their player base close to home, though, who doesn't have these issues. And it is really irritating, especially when you go to play overseas or whatever. I don't know. Complicated. Talking about core aspects like achievements. Fair. Netcode and PvP is worse for Square's recent fixes? Really? Getting another 1k S ranks, 2k A ranks. Yeah, well... yeah, it's like how long are people gonna put up with like the same thing? No, that's an interesting point for sure. Never been around corners for longer in crystalline conflict and still been shot by a machinist or bard. Well, it's like once they get a lock on you, then the animation, you have to wait for the animation delay for it to actually register. It's very silly. Been deep diving into netcoding as part of my own game dev research. FF is built on awful foundations and it would be a nightmare to fix. I can believe that. Yeah, no, I can believe that, definitely. I mean, the first like major project that I worked on after college for game dev stuff was a multiplayer shooter. I have footage of here somewhat, or I have footage of it around here somewhere. So I feel you on like the having a bit of knowledge on netcode. Granted, I think that the constraints on something that has like smaller individual instance servers like a shooter is very different from something like an MMO. So I'm not going to pretend that the two are equivalent. But I also feel like, I don't know, it's just like when you have things that are so ping dependent in ways that are just illogical, I don't know. Play Bard and Machinist in PvP and my cast break if people line of sight me is the issue. Oh. Well, I mean, the thing you have to remember is where you're seeing other players is where they were like 2 seconds ago because of 14's netcode, so. Client has to wait for server response before being allowed to do anything when the norm is that the client just does its thing and the server subtracts packet travel time. Right. Well, and on top of that, like the other issue, there's like 2 issues. The server doesn't validate anything, which means that you can just cheat by like changing these numbers, which is insane to me. But then even if the server was validating things, the client reapplies the animation lock when it receives it again. So you like press a button, you get animation locked for a certain amount of time. The server receives it, ping time later. You receive the server's message, ping time back, or whatever, or ping divided by 2. You know what I mean? And then it applies the animation lock again, which means under high ping, your game just doesn't feel responsive, which is insane. It's absolutely insane. It's baffling to me that they don't do something about that. Like it's utterly confusing when the game is designed around double weaving and like other things that are animation lock dependent. That's what I mean. Your client starts animation locally, but you get the server response of your action is valid, start animation lock now. Yeah, that's just completely ass backwards. It's inconsistent in new ways because that's where they were a second ago, but I was a second ago was still around line of sight. Right. The way FF handles animation locking is wild. It's backwards. It's just backwards. Instead of on server side reading the packet timestamp and measured ping and subtracting the travel time. Right. That would be the smart thing. Or even just allowing your client to do whatever the hell it wants and then validating that server side, you know? Like, the other problem right now is like you can modify tools like XIV Alexander or whatever, right? To cheat. Now they don't do it out of the box, so I don't consider it just like a cheat on its own in a sense, but like that shouldn't be possible. Like the server should validate that you are animation locked or you're not animation locked, you know? Like it's all backwards. It's just all backwards. So glad Dream Within a Dream exists in the capacity as now because Assassinate was an animation lock. Yeah, that was a long animation. That's not my sentence. What I meant is modders circumvent and non-modders have to deal with server authentication. Right. No, it's nothing in the game should, I don't know, be this broken. I don't even know how to describe it effectively. Like, it is just like a poor piece of functionality to the highest order. Godot, hey Muse. I mean, I still use Unity professionally, but yeah, it's pretty good. I'm enjoying it. How are you, Muse? How's it going? We were just talking about 14 while I'm idling in Godot. Maybe you can teach Mimi how to be pro too. I'm just getting started, Muse. I'm gonna be real with you, but I'm learning a lot very quickly. Well, okay, actually, the very quickly part's subjective. I am learning a lot though. The a lot is also subjective, but I feel more confident in saying it. Had someone do a test for me, running 2 clients on 2 accounts and then doing the same jump input simultaneously. Found the Opera user. Not an Opera user. I just was like, well, I want to have a clean browser for capturing on stream rather than Chrome, which has all my like customizations. So I was like, well, I have Opera installed because I was trying to do something with it at some point. So I don't think I'm even logged in on Opera. The delay between the two, as shown on the client, was around 0.5 to 0.9 seconds. Yeah, that's something that always kind of bugs me too. Like, I understand that one a little more. Or rather, I can forgive that one a little more. Because, like, MMOs are complicated. And I get that the cost of maintaining servers and stuff is big, right? They need to handle a lot of input and output constantly all the time. So, like, should I be as forgiving? You know, maybe not. My understanding is, like, having not really played it, that WoW's latency between clients is a lot more normal I would argue they make enough money. Yeah. Yeah. No, I would too. But I mean, I think the reality of it is like Squeenix moves all the money that 14 makes outside of its budget to other projects. Is this streamers only chat? No, Angoon. Hi, Angoon. WoW has a faster tick rate. That's not surprising. I mean, I know that WoW, like, for the longest time was like the sort of Goliath of the gaming industry. But I also sort of feel like 14 is not exactly unprofitable at this point. I don't know. Run two accounts, and this is true even when alt tabbing and doing the input within a fraction of a second, it comes out later. The DDoS has only hit one of my clients and rarely ever both. Interesting. So it's an SE problem? Right. No, it definitely is. Even the servers kicking people out for maintenance. Okay, that one I actually can explain. It seems like servers kick people out for maintenance in the order that they are logged in. So if you like log in at like 8:59 when maintenance is at 9 p.m., you can watch everybody get kicked in front of you. Movement ticks in FF are every 3.33 seconds. So if your movement packet arrives right after a movement tick, you're waiting a full 0.3 seconds until the server processes your movement. Man. God, that's so funny. $3 is that's a hell of a refresh rate. I remember in Counter-Strike when people were like, can you make all of the ranked servers have 120 hertz refresh rate for movement ticks or for ticks, for update ticks? But yeah, $3 is oof, that's something. So if I log out and log back in before main, I can be the last survivor. Yes, I've done that before. It's very funny. If you go to like Limsa or whatever, or I did it in what's it called? Old Charlayan. Right before a patch one time. But yeah, no. 14's netcode is substandard. I think it's very fair to say that as far as industry, as like the MMO industry goes, 14's netcode is substandard. Or like comparing it to even like Guild Wars or something. I don't know, it's just embarrassing because it's like I stream with my partner a fair bit, right? And even when I'm not streaming, I'm playing with her a lot. And like it's hilarious how like if we're both running to a place, like one of us can be ahead of the other on their screen and then be like basically like behind them, you know, the other way around. I don't know. Like I understand that to a point that is inevitable, but the degree to which it's true that it's like many character lengths is interesting. Yeah, I don't know. It's I suppose I've harped on it enough. But yeah, no, I agree. 14's netcode is it's substandard. Often send my characters running off together through auto run when multi-clienting, and the discrepancy in both of them thinking that they're ahead of the other is interesting. Yeah, no, it's wild. That's for sure. I find it funny, like, even if I like do like a little spin, you know, like if I jump and like rotate my character around, most players just won't, or most people can't see it unless I do it slow. But I mean, again, to a degree, that's reasonable. It's just the degree to which it's true in 14 that's egregious. I don't know. Should check something really fast. Cool. All right. Okay. Let's see. So I guess I should consider getting back to it, but in any case, thanks for hanging out and discussing some FF stuff. I'll be real with you. As much as the movement update speed thing is irritating, and I would like it to be more responsive, especially in PvP, where that can actually matter a lot. I also I can't help but feel like if they fix the issues with animation delays, with animation locks, Jesus brain, I wouldn't complain about the netcode nearly as much. Like, it's just baffling. I do remember hearing the argument though that like spreads are 14 and harder, or wow, I like had a stroke that's sensor. Spreads in 14 are more difficult than spreads in something like WoW because of the movement tick rate. Because you can't tell what the other person's doing as quickly. Spread that 14. Jesus Christ. Hi, Mel. You can play around being behind server side, but you can't play around your buttons not working. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And like, I am glad that the community has found non-TOS friendly ways of working around it. But the fact that those exist, the fact that those are such a thing is a huge disgrace for 14. I don't know. Like, in a game with a TOS this strict, your community should not be responsible for fixing your game. Sorry. Not that I think the TOS should necessarily be less strict. I that's not what I'm talking about. I just mean that like you definitely can't have it both ways. This just should not be an issue to begin with. Get node camera 3D. Wow, I'm like really inexperienced with this. Okay, get node. Is that get node and children basically? Okay, it is like... Oh god, it's just talking about how reference variables work. Okay, I know how reference variables work. Works on a path-based system based on which node that calls it. Search for a child of your character. Okay, perfect. Okay, it worked exactly as I thought it did. But better to confirm that kind of thing than not. It's very funny that from is getting like syntax highlighted by their stuff here. So now, yes, this makes perfect sense, but like, and then you need to get, so you need to get the ray relative to the camera. That's pretty normal. Very good way to get banned in most 14 streams. Let's talk about a forum post asking for a new job and system where instead of redoing content like New Game Plus, you redo leveling a job. If leveling were more interesting in 14, there'd be a lot of merit to that. I don't feel that leveling in 14 is particularly interesting. Maybe that's a hot take. I don't know. What the heck? How does Opera work? What in the... Okay, I'm just not going to question it. Ban Mal! See, I told you it was a good way to get banned. Fair. Need to take a warm shower due to how cold that take was. Yeah, okay, listen. Streamer complains about leveling in 14, news at 11. Yeah. Like, sure. Like, running dungeons can be kind of fun in like a mindless way. And like, you know, number go up, that's good and all. Is there anybody like actually really likes leveling in 14? Like really enjoys leveling in some way? I don't know. It's fun to get something like a Coke and rum and browse the 14 forums. Fair. Yes. Hey, Sayili. Okay. Fair. I guess for me, I feel like leveling is a necessary evil, but I do enjoy running dungeons, I guess. I don't know. Don't entirely enjoy it. I just put up with it. That's sort of how I feel like I'm actually like I don't know. I don't know how much of it's copium, because like I do kind of enjoy running leveling dungeons, but I'm pretty sure it's just copium. I like leveling if I see rewards for doing it. That's fair. That's fair. I guess for me, like the thing is like I do still kind of like pushing buttons in 14. Like just learning a rotation's fun, but the leveling isn't the why. And if anything, it's like, I don't know. I can build bad habits I've seen for myself. I don't know. I can't tell you how many times like I play Red Mage in like lower level content, for example. And like let's say I do an old ultimate or something and I'm missing a bunch of finishers. And then I go back up to current level content and I'll like once in like 30 pulls, I'll like skip my ender because of it. Like I don't know. Don't entirely mind doing older dungeons, etc. There are older dungeons that I legit like. Fair. Actually, I'll be honest with you. If I ever had to level 1 to 50 again for most jobs, I would just not. I would just not do it. I would either boost or do something else. Um, 50 to 60 is kind of not my favorite either. I feel like 60 to 70, like 60 and on is like a pretty consistent experience and it's not bad. I do really like the leveling dungeons in Dawn Trail. They're a lot more fun than most. Gimlet Dark is still one of my favorite dungeons. Okay. Gimlet Dark is cool. Gimlet Dark is neat. I hate the way that like capstone dungeons or whatever, like level 60 dungeons, 70 dungeons, etc. They don't give you as much experience because they were designed to be experts or whatever. And for some reason, they just don't scale the experience points appropriately. I still find that baffling. Like, I just don't know what the point of it is. Like, there has to be a reason for it, but I can't come up with a good one. Beyond, like, they don't want players to out-level the new expansion if they're going through it in future expansions, which is like a very lazy reason. I don't know. I don't know. Confusing. What am I doing? Intersect Ray, I guess. Okay, so this is like your ray casting class, and you get it by doing get world. Interesting. Pudding, thank you for the head pats. Hello. People out level current expansions all the time anyway. You can hit the level cap of an expansion before getting to the final zone. Oh yeah, definitely. What is this little icy? This is a very funny image. Oh, what did I just do? What the hell? Wait, you can do like touchscreen gestures in Opera like this? How? What the? I've never used Opera. Like, I've used Opera for all of like 10 minutes trying to like share a video on Discord or something. Wait, is this real? Intersect Ray's API is a lot slower than Raycast? Than the Raycast node? Oh boy. Alright, well. Alright, let me see something, chat. Looking at non-cap dungeons or Heavenwards dungeons that I think are really good, like the Airy. That's fair. That's fair. Airy's solid. I'm good, Pudding. How are you?
Hey, what's up?
Hi.
Hi. Oh my god, there's a delay. How's it going over here?
It's going great. How are you?
I just felt like interrupting, you know? That's what I do.
Oh, understandable.
All right, I'll check back in.
No, okay. Yeah. I mean, I'll DM you.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to be a bother.
Leveling also gives story trials a reason to exist after you do them the first time. Yeah, story trials are also strange. There's a lot of strange decisions when it comes to 14. I think we might wrap up chat, but I don't know if we're gonna stream raid later. Anybody's guess. Anybody's guess, but thank you for hanging out. Let's find somebody to raid. Let's do it. Actually, while I'm here, let me also get Muse a shout out. Because I saw Muse hanging out here for a little bit. Okay. Why don't we go over to lots of good targets as usual. All these things I say come from a place of love because I love 14. No, I think that's the reality of it, right? Like all of the complaints and issues we have with 14 aren't born of some like desire for the game to fail. We want the game to be the best it can be, right? Like in short, like, you know, like when we're offering these as like a, hey, can we get something, you know, better here, because like we want this content to flourish. No, I get it. That said, like I also acknowledge that with very few exceptions, few but notable, it's usually up to the devs to figure out the best course forward for their own game. Like I get that. But I also, I don't know, there's like an old adage that I've heard from a lot of developers, which is like, your players will tell you when something is wrong. They might not know how to, but they probably won't know how to address it. So like, that's definitely a thing. Like my gripe of, hey, why does it take so long to unlock the Savage tier? I have cynical reasons that I think are probably why, but I'll spare you. Let's raid over to... Screw it. You know what? Oh, wait. Okay, there's a couple streams that I want to raid. I'm actually going to raid... let's raid Odyssey Eurobeat. You guys like Eurobeat? I hope you guys like Eurobeat. If you'd like to follow me on the socials or join the Discord, that Discord link's not going to work. I'll just grab a permanent invite. Give me a second here. Is this going to work? Discord, you really are something else. All right. Well, I was gonna do exclamation Discord, but our Discord lost boosts, so we're no longer a level 3 Discord, so the custom invite link doesn't work anymore, which is irritating. Anyways, thank you so much, chat, for hanging out. I hope to be live again tomorrow, but we'll find out. I have like an interview tomorrow, so that has to take priority. But after that, might be home in time to stream. We'll see. Take care, everyone. I will see you all. If not tomorrow, then probably like Monday. And we'll do some more Get Dev. We'll do some more Bazaar, etc. So take care, everyone. Good night.